Hello and welcome to this is part of the Gauntlet. My name is Rich. I will be the Herald, that's the name of a GM in the game that I'll be running. This is the first of 3 sessions for Gauntlet Hangouts of a game called Demigods PbtA. It's called PbtA because that means powered by the apocalypse. That's a particular game system of RPG. And you're watching me run a tabletop RPG. If you don't want to, you can stop. We're part of the Gauntlet community, which is a worldwide, I'm now saying thousands strong because it sounds good, but I don't think it's technically true. But there's a lot of us who play tabletop RPGs, most of us online over Google Hangouts, Skype, and the like. And this game, Demigods PbtA, is in playtest and it's being written by Jason Mills, a very nice guy who's also a member of the Gauntlet community and does stuff with Happy Jacks and streams games as well. So you should totally check him out. But you're here, so just stay here. This is the first time that I've run Demigods PbtA. What we're going to do is make characters and a little bit of the world and that kind of stuff. And we're following the version is Demigods Open Beta version 2 1.01. Very specific with our versioning here because version control is very important. There's a version 3 that's coming soon, but this is what we have and this is what we're rolling with. Just so you guys are aware, Demigods, in case you weren't aware, I'm pretty sure you are, but for those at home, Demigods is a game that uses the Powered by the Apocalypse system, very simple system where you roll 2d6 and you have moves that are the things that you engage. There are basic moves that everybody can use, and then there are playbook-specific moves, and playbooks are like classes in D&D. They're an archetype for the type of demigod that you're playing. This isn't in some kind of ancient time. It's actually set in modern day. I'd like to set it in Minnesota, in St. Paul, because I happen to have a cool map of a college campus. I don't know why, but I just have this idea that it'd be fun to run around a college campus. I hope you guys don't mind. What we're going to do tonight is make characters, build the world a little bit, and then hopefully get some play in because Alexi's only in for 1 session. I want to make sure he gets a good experience, and the rest of us are along for the ride. I hate this, but hate's a little strong, but you know, you get together for 3 hours and you just make characters and world build and chit chat. That's fun. But like, we're here to play a game, so let's put that sucker through his paces. My plans for what to do are scant. It's basically, hey, let's set this in St. Paul. I have some pictures of potential spindles. We'll get into that in a minute. And if you guys don't have anything that leaps to mind, I have one particular thing that I could throw, but it's teeny tiny. It's literally, I've written a name down, which means we're going to create this story collaboratively. And I'm pretty sure that as we create these characters, some stories are going to spark up. Now, a little bit about Demigods itself. So Demigods, each of you are playing the scions or the children or the spiritual kind of spiritual descendant of actual mythological creatures of imagination. And this could be Norse, Greek, Nahua. It can be whatever kind of mythology we think is interesting. And yes, each of them may have their own sun gods, and that's okay. They're all correct for some weird reason. You could think of it like this, like American Gods, or the RPG from White Wolf, originally by White Wolf, called Scion. I think of it kind of like Percy Jackson, the novel series, which is big inspiration here for me, although you guys are playing adults. I remember, just personal story, my son, we had a 30-minute car ride as he was a kid, and I was taking him to preschool, and we would listen to the Percy Jackson series over audiobook, and it was just a really great way for us to connect. I've always enjoyed Greek myths specifically, but I like all mythology. In fact, I actually went and dug this out, that I've had this since I was very, very small. It is ancient, and it's one of my favorite old books that I have. So I like mythology. Jason knows way more about mythology than I do, and I'm pretty sure from the pre-convo that you guys may know a lot more than I do too, and that's totally okay. I'm happy to learn as we play. So any questions on the like off the top about what we've gone over so far, or anything from just the outset? Okay. So we have a character keeper which is a Google spreadsheet that I've put together to hopefully guide us through creating your characters. I know you guys have all done a little bit of pre-work in choosing what particular playbook interests you. I think that's awesome. And then we will do the rest of it together. So I'm just going to go ahead and screen share the keeper itself. So let's start off. First of all, Alexi, you had talked about, you're the first to kind of chime in talking about wanting to play the Reaper. So talk to me a little bit about your ideas behind the Reaper, like what particular mythology or pantheon interested you.
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as I read about the Reaper in the Demigods draft, I got this idea for a character who would be a daughter of Anubis, the god of death and mummification from Egyptian mythology, and started kind of picturing that character, and got excited to play that. So the divine parent would be Anubis, and the pantheon is Egyptian.
Now, the interesting part about a pantheon, I just want to jump in. Bethany, by the way, thanks for making it. Glad you're able to jump in. We are very early on. Glad you could join us. What we're doing is we're just walking through character creation together, so you've missed almost nothing.
Awesome.
So Alexi was describing, he was the first one to talk, and so the pantheon piece. What the pantheon is this is a weird little thing, but you don't necessarily have to be a representative of the Egyptian pantheon if there's some kind of in your character background you thought you had a falling out with that pantheon. But I thought it was interesting, maybe like one level too meta for me. But if somebody does have that, like, I love this particular thing, but I really don't want to be associated with this pantheon, that's an out that you have. Cool. So you got a daughter of Anubis, the Reaper playbook. So the next little pieces, I just want to go over so you know what these mean. So your look, that's just a kind of description that you can easily just drop in a picture. In case you guys are unaware of how to do that, it's actually pretty simple. So you can go in here and insert an image, and you can either upload the image, off of your own hard drive, or what I prefer to do, because I just prefer to do it, is, you can grab this picture off of like, that's Imgur, and they have to take off the tags, but yeah, and then whoop, there you go. You got a cool picture in there, and you can grab it and resize it and do all that good stuff and move it around.
Very cool. Yeah, I actually got excited enough. I drew a picture for my character.
What?
So I will.
Dude, next level. Okay, everybody, be careful. Alexi draws characters.
The first session too. You already know.
You're welcome to draw mine.
Oh, that's great, Alexi. So where can we see it?
Yeah. Let me work on that. On inserting that.
Awesome. So while you're doing that, after your look, the age you knew. So that's the age that you realized that you had magic powers. Maybe you don't know everything about who your parent is, that kind of stuff, but it's when you knew you were something a little special. And you are. Like, as demigods, you guys are extremely powerful. You have mythic abilities, and you're amazing in that way. Informed by the next bit, that's who told you what was going on. Nice. Love it. That is really cool.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll just make it a little more manageable.
Well, another thing you can do if you want, you can just drop it down here at the bottom. You can just stick it down there at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
That's totally cool. Yeah, that way you don't have to make it teeny tiny. Awesome. So the informed by is just kind of gives me an NPC that might be a helper for you, like a person who told you about that, or just give us an idea of your like how much you know.
Yeah,
I guess is what I see there.
Okay, well, she sees dead people because she's the daughter of Anubis. So I think she learned about her divine heritage when she was like 12 or so, and her dog died, and then she was upset about this, but had a vision of the spirit of the dog and saw this this dog's kind of shade, and of course, since she's the daughter of Anubis, who has the head of a jackal, the shade of her dog recognized her for who she was, and that's how she started to learn about her divine parentage.
Oh, so your dead family dog is who? That is crazy, amazing. I love it. I'm very excited.
Oh, where'd my picture?
Oh, it's up on row 10.
Ah,
no,
it got confused.
things will bounce around. Looks like it's frozen. All right. So informed by Pantheon feels. That is, again, I had to make some for space. That's how you feel about your Pantheon. Or any general opinions you want to put there. And that could be a thing we can feel out in play as well. So you don't have to feel like you've answered all those questions. And then your mortal parents, that's, who your parents are. If you have one mortal parent and, or if you have an adoptive father or mother, that kind of stuff. That's what that information is.
Yeah. I think she was raised by a grandfather, just because, I mean, hate to be a downer, but her father is a god of death. I think her mother died in childbirth, her the mortal half of her parentage there, and then she was raised by her wealthy human grandfather.
That sucks. I'm so sorry. So do you have an older sibling?
Ooh, that sounds good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Give her an older sibling. Ben Balmer.
Nice. It's so comic book. I love it. Very cool. So does Ben go to college here at Northwestern?
Yeah, why not?
Awesome. Does he know this stuff or not?
I think he knows his sister's kind of weird, right?
All right.
Maybe he's heard her talk about seeing dead people, but may just chalk that up to just general, just a phase she's going through,
Nice. Now, when people told me what playbooks interested them, I went ahead and dropped in what your playbook starts with here as a pop-up note under the word attribute. So if you just hover over that, that's what your stats start as, and then you add 1 to one of them. Let me advise what those stats mean. Hold on. I think there's a thing. No, there's not a thing that specifically says what they each mean. Crap. Okay. Well, hopefully they are self-explanatory. Attributes. There we go. Let's see. Prowess is your fighting ability. Metal is a catch-all skill roll, and awe is your impressiveness. Judgment is your awareness of people and surroundings, and weird indicates your aptitude towards manipulating magic and the threads of fate.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
So weirdness is as you described it, but on the page that I have, judgment is read the weave.
Judgment is read the weave. Yes. So that's interesting. So read the weave is a specific move that is a catch-all for reading people, places, or artifacts. So because judgment is your awareness, yeah, the read the weave is it does feel like maybe it should be a weird thing, but I think it's read the weave. I'm hand gesturing here now because I'm trying to tap dance around this answer. The read the weave is the way the name of the move is, and it sounds magical, but it's actually judgment of understanding what things look like or what they really are. Does that help, Alejandro?
I think so.
Very cool picture. You guys have all the cool pictures. I love it.
Oh, I just found it. So you can thank the artist who I stole.
Thank you, artists who had their stuff stolen. That's great. Good deal. Awesome. Let's see here. So you have a total of up to 7 harm. Anything more than 3 is really problematic and causes some troubles. Threads is what we call experience points. And then once you've chosen your playbook, I'm kind of jumping down to Reaper, which is way down. So let me click this instead of using my scroll wheel. You then start with 3 moves. So yeah, that's Alexi, something that you'll need to do. Now, what I normally do, let me change how I screen share just to give you guys that look. What I'll normally do when I'm filling out these character keepers with move stuff is, and I'm going to share my whole screen. So give me a second. All right, cool. So what's a move that you are interested in for the Reaper? I've got the PDF up here.
Yeah. I mean, I said she sees dead people, so I think that move, ask questions later, is
Awesome.
Is the correct choice.
All right, so I'll go in here, I grab that move, and then I'll head up to here and just paste that in with Control V. And then for the move description, I'll grab all the info there. And you can just Control V, paste it in. What I'll normally do, because I have this set to wrap around, is I'll, it looks pretty good. Yeah. All right, there we go. And that's how I get my moves into the keeper. Does that make sense?
Yeah, is that just from the
it's from the PDF.
PDF?
Yeah,
Cool.
the PDF open, and
All right.
I use Foxit. So
I think I'm going to take best of 7 as well, because challenging people to the classic chess with death setup is great.
yes,
Gotta have that.
Makes me think of Bill and Ted's, but that's a happy thing.
And let's see. Maybe the Justicar move, determining someone's guilt, because that makes sense for like Anubis weighing people's hearts.
Sure. Yeah, that fits right in. Awesome. Cool. So we'll let you, let's see, is there anything else? So the Ascendance automatically drops in for you in the Character Keeper.
Oh, yeah.
So by choosing your playbook, and that's a super move. I don't think we're going to get to that in this one game session. And then your death move happens after you exceed 7 harm. And that's pretty crazy. Now, when you're, this is an interesting thing about demigods. You can die, but you're not completely severed from the mortal realm for a bit. So you have some other stuff that can happen after your death move fires. So that's kind of neat.
And that, makes a lot of sense for someone who is a Reaper.
Right. And just because I'm kind of bouncing through the character sheet, one thing to make you guys aware of is that you do not get XP on a miss in this game. You get XP, miss or fail, or miss or succeed. You get it when you roll doubles, which is pretty interesting. And
or when we hit these little character beats.
Exactly. So each playbook has 4 different ways to get XP once per session. And then everybody always gets, when you roll doubles, and this vague 2-word thing of be epic. I'll be pretty liberal because we're giving the game, putting us through its paces, and it's not like anyone's going to quote unquote win the game. But I'm not entirely sure what be epic means, but I'm pretty sure you guys can figure out how to be epic. Cool. So Alexi, I'm going to leave you be and bounce over to Alejandro. Alejandro, you had already talked a little bit about this Basque character that you had interest in having as a parent there. So remind us a little bit. And it's the first time that Bethany will be able to hear.
Okay, so Basque mythology is obscured by Christianity, and it really what is the term? I can't think what the term is when a religion takes over another religion, and like they adopt all the anyways,
You might be thinking of syncretism.
syncretism. Yeah. So Basque mythology was severely syncretized into Christianity and adopted, and it's actually somewhat similar to how in Mexico, Christianity, Mexican Catholicism is this weird cross between the native thoughts and Catholicism, and so you have like Saint Guadalupe, who's really this Mexican goddess, but now she's a saint. So, anyways, so that's what happened with Basque mythology, and so I'm actually don't know very much about him, the divine parent.
Okay.
So we'll get to know him through play and whatnot, or not. I mean, however that works. I don't have a name yet for
Okay, no problem.
my character. Jesse is the last he knew. He discovered that he was immortal at 12, right? Right, Jesse, your character.
I don't think I haven't.
I'm sorry, Alexi. It says that you.
So Jacquelyn discovered it at the age of 12. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
So does that mean that Jacquelyn stopped aging at 12? Or
No. That's a great question.
Yeah.
So what it means is just you became aware that there was something magical about you and you were different from other kids, and were aware that you had some kind of magic powers. But you continue to age. So you don't still look 12.
Okay. So
Yeah, we're kind of college age, it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was a little confused. But no, I get it. That's fine. I kind of picture my character's parentage, or his adoptive parents were like Noam Chomsky and why can't I think of the gorilla woman from please somebody, what's her Gorillas in the Mist?
Oh, dang it.
Jane Goodall.
Jane Goodall. Jane Goodall. So like
Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you. So his he was raised by this couple that you can think of as Noam Chomsky and Jane Goodall, 90-year-old or 88-year-old Noam Chomsky and 70-year-old Jane Goodall, and he was raised by these two people who are atheists, and aware that my character is the child of Cheeky.
The idea of atheists and demigods is pretty interesting. So that's pretty great.
Yeah, and my character is somewhat unaware. I'm sorry. I would say he's like disconnected from, like he doesn't get it.
Okay.
He doesn't reject it. He just kind of doesn't get it. So, especially raised in one way, and his parents, or his adoptive parents, are atheists, and they know he's the child of this demigod. Or this
But they're still stubbornly atheist.
Yeah.
It's great.
What else did you need to know? What else?
That gives me. So he's completely adopted. He was just found somewhere, or?
Well, Jane Goodall character was a, in the field type of person. Mm-hmm. So she probably, Basque Country is between Spain and France. So she's probably doing some work there. Maybe less animal, more archaeology, doing some archaeology in that area, and made friends with this couple, and this couple needed her to take their child, and this couple was Cheeky and Cheeky's wife.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Because like being a trickster, that totally works.
Yeah.
Dig it. Sweet. Well, think up a name and find a few moves, Alejandro. Is there anything I can help you with while you're doing that? You let me know, okay?
Okay.
Awesome.
I'm pretty good with. I think I can figure it out. Yeah. So
Good. You get 3 moves. So, and there's some pretty awesome trickster moves.
I do have a question. So I'm not entirely sure what puzzle device is, other than it making my move, oh, you mean this gate key, more interesting.
So if you take a look at and I'm going to screen share with the PDF just so I'm not, so I've got a thing to point to.
Yeah.
So when you create your character, you will choose 3 gifts. And among those 3 gifts, one of them is a puzzle device.
Right. And so my question is, what is a puzzle device? Other than...
I was thinking of Rubik's Cube or like...
No. I mean, like, what is it? I mean, what is a puzzle device? Like, not like... I mean, I know it can exist in any format, you know. It could be I was actually thinking of like a Swiss Army knife or something like that.
Oh yeah, sure.
But what is it? I mean, like what's it for? Like mechanically.
Gotcha. So for I think specifically, I think you've got a move that can help out with that. So it's kind of like a permission towards that move. And also,
and that's it.
Yeah, kind of a neat. So gifts here in the early part. So it's any gift would define the title meant to be a mega descriptor. See other gifts, narrative-based things that make the character cool in some way and can be juiced up by using the bend fate basic move when needed. So it's a little OSR in the way of like it's a thing and it's a little weird. And if you decide there's a way that you can make it applicable in this particular instance, we'll talk it through.
It was helpful to me to think of them as your superpowers, right?
Yeah, and I get that. So I have magic resistance or whatever. I have those prestidigitation. But I just don't get what a puzzle device is. I just like how do you use it? Like how is it brought? You know, like if it is a
you're a trickster, you could like. You could be like, here, work this Rubik's Cube. Or you could be like, hey, check out this awesome thing. And now they've got the little Chinese handcuffs thing. I mean, it's really whatever you think could be interesting ways to pull off tricks or to teach people through puzzles.
And then my last question, prestidigitation is basically just like basic cantrips type, right? Or
checking... Trickster prestidigitation. Is that a basic move?
It's a gift.
Oh, it's a gift. It's a gift. I'm sorry. I was looking in the moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I'll go with yes. These are good questions, by the way, Alejandro. And I'm sorry I don't have an immediate and easy.
No. I've played this game exactly once, and so like one session, so we're almost on the same page. So it's fine.
Yes, it says many of the gifts are fairly vague or strange sounding. That's okay. The idea is to spark a conversation with the herald, that's me, about what that gift does for you specifically. And so what do you feel like prestidigitation, like how do you see your trickster utilizing it if it's a gift you want?
Well, I was thinking kind of in terms of like D&D cantrips, so I can do like move things from here to there and obscure things, you know, like.
Dude, I'm all about that. That sounds really cool.
Yeah. So it just minimally effective kind of like magical abilities, you know. So.
Sweet. Yeah, I like it. That's good. Any other questions, Alejandro?
No, that's okay.
Great. Awesome. So let's move on to Jesse. Oh my goodness. Please pronounce your divine parrot's name.
I'm not sure I know exactly how to pronounce it myself. I found it on Wikipedia this afternoon, but he just seemed too awesome not to choose. So I think it's pronounced Nen Katakoa.
I like it. Nenkatakoa. Okay.
Nenkatakoa. Yeah.
Nenkatakoa. Okay. Who is a well, I'm just going to read you this sweet ass line from a couple lines from the Wikipedia entry. Nenkatakoa was the god and protector of the mantle makers, artists, and festivities in the religion of the Muisca, who are a pre-Columbian civilization from where's present day Colombia. He was the protector god of the weavers. He was a protector of artists and painters who realized their beautiful creations on cloth. He was represented in the form of a forest animal made of gold and covered with a mantle. He looked most like a fox or a bear. And I just think, like, god of festivities, drunkenness, and dance. So, like, a crafting god, but also a party god, and a protector god. And I like those sort of, like, three things.
That is sweet.
Also, foxes are awesome. So that's that's where I went. So I'm going with the artisan playbook, who's like, I think like the classic paradigms are like Vulcan or what's his name from Norse mythology. Doesn't matter. Anyways, these like Smith gods, but I wanted to take it like in a slightly different direction.
Okay, that is fascinating. I really like what you've dug up there. This is so cool.
I don't know anything more than what I read on Wikipedia, but he just seemed awesome, so I went with it.
So let's talk a little bit about. See, you've named him Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Is Diego from Colombia?
So Diego was born in the States. I think his mother may be originally Colombian. He's raised by a single mother, Isabel, who is like kind of like a little bit patterned in my head on Izzy Ortiz from the Love and Rockets comics. I don't know if people are familiar with that, but like sort of like a little bit manic and but also like very protective of sort of people she cares about, and like very intellectual. Those are like the relevant characteristics here. Yeah.
What's the name of the Love and Rockets? What was the name of the character from?
Izzy Ortiz.
Izzy. Okay.
Yeah, Isabel was the full name, but Izzy Ortiz was the character from the Locas stories.
Cool.
And I think sort of at some point in her youth, she maybe became involved with Nenkatakoa, and thus was I born.
Pretty sweet. And so you've been in Minnesota for a while? Is like that where you and your mom moved, or are you just here for college? Or
so I think I'm here from college. I think I'm trying to maybe get away from my mom a little bit. I think we probably, when I was relatively young, came to the States, maybe somewhere. I haven't really thought about where, but I'm thinking like maybe the Pacific Northwest is where we ended up, and then Minnesota is like farish away, but like it's a flight away. It's like a little bit of distance and different. I think I'm looking for something different.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Jesse, this is really fascinating. How long do you think Diego's known about his ability?
Right. So I'm seeing him as kind of like somebody who, like, at a pretty early age, like his sort of like powers revolve around like built devices and crafted things. And I'm sort of leaning into kind of like a hacker DIY kind of person. So I think like he was playing with an old cell phone. Like, this is set today.
It is.
Okay. So like if I like so if I'm in my like late teens, early 20s, so like there were cell phones around when I was a kid, maybe not like super common, but 20. And I think like I was maybe like playing with my mom's big old, phone, and like I figured out like when I was a little kid, 2, 3, 4 years old, that like I could make it do stuff. And,
nice.
But like, so it kind of took. But like that, over time, I learned how that worked and what that meant. And, I think my mom knows, like she told me about my dad at a certain point. That was probably an emotional moment.
Nice. Do you just want to call her Isabella? It's because of the Izzy inspiration you have there?
Yeah, I called her Isabella. I put it there in the morning.
Oh, you already did?
Isabella,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I must have read that, forgot it, and then thought I was being smart.
Uh-huh. So we'll say like I was maybe like 4, but
wow, that's awesome. You're just like Hermes, like
yeah. I just read this very cute comic about Hermes, and that was like sort of the part of the inspiration for that idea.
Nice. Tell me a little bit about this Dade Murphy, Johnny Lee Miller in Hackers.
Right, so that he's like, just, if you ever saw the movie Hackers, right? Which is like
yes.
kind of goofy 90s movie. So like he's like kind of this punk hacker kid. And he's a teenager who likes to stir shit up. He's like a little bit of a rebel, and over the course of the movie, he gets kind of politicized. That's not like a major plot line, but like that's kind of the motivation I think there that he's given. But like for me, it's just sort of that like it's a very, very loose thing. It's just sort of like the kid who's hyper good with like electronics and making things like that, and like likes to get up to a little bit of trouble and show everyone like what he can do.
Let me just check in. Are you saying informed by like that's the character that has informed your idea of Diego?
Sorry, did I misunderstand what informed by means?
It's okay. It's totally okay. I need to add some more to that character keeper to make it clear. So informed by is supposed to be the person who kind of told you what's up. It seems like that may not even be necessary. It sounds like maybe your mom even.
Yeah, it was my mom.
But using Johnny Lee Miller from Hackers as the kind of inspiration for your look and your style is totally cool. I like that.
Right. I mean, I think like as a character, like obviously a South American Latino kind of guy. So I don't, but yeah, like in terms of like the style and the who the character is definitely inspired by him.
Okay. Awesome.
Just to do Google image search, are we picturing this leather jacket that he's got then?
Yeah, some of the like his style is like a little bit more. People probably were like, I don't know why I have these. Is the Matthew Lillard character in that movie who's like a much goofier kind of like.
I loved Serial Killer, man. He was great.
I mean, not like the long hair necessarily, but like that kind of like goofy loose clothes. Like I think he wore suspenders over a t-shirt with
90s.
Like super short, like with like short like mid-calf pants and like bright colored socks. Like yeah.
Awesome.
It's great. That's great. Cool. So Jesse, it sounds like you've got a good handle on Diego. Any questions that you have, or are you good to go ahead and start picking out some moves?
I think I'm good to start picking out some moves. Was there like a? Yeah, I picked. I'm going to get rid of one of these gifts. I don't like wealthy in the end. No longer.
Okay. Yeah, you get 3 gifts, so you can. Yeah,
I'll figure out a third one. Yeah, I think I'm good. And if I have any questions, I can pop up and ask them.
You bet. Awesome, Bethany. Welcome. So you emailed before we started that you're interested in the elemental.
Yep.
Fascinating. So tell me a little bit about what you were interested in here. Let's figure out your elemental.
Yeah, I don't have a name yet.
It's okay. Alejandro doesn't either. Both of you guys better get some names. Names are good, but that's cool. Let's talk about the characters. So, what pantheon were?
So this is the Slavic pantheon. I actually just looked up wind gods on Wikipedia and ended up with a lightning god, but sounded interesting. So yeah, this is Perun. There was no pronunciation guide. There was how to spell it in the Cyrillic alphabet, but not a pronunciation
That
guide.
doesn't seem that wouldn't help me, unfortunately.
Wasn't terribly helpful. Yeah, not for an English speaker anyway. But yeah, so anyway, this is the lightning god of like ancient Slavic religion, who's also associated with astronomy somehow.
Nice. Yeah, that astronomy and lightning. Oh, sure, that's good.
Yeah,
I love it. Elemental. So, are you seeing that your character is going to have some kind of lightning, like look?
I think I'm going more for like wind. Or,
Okay.
that was why I originally Googled that. But yeah, I saw.
Okay. A wind demigod sounds fun.
Yeah.
So in the elemental, yeah, you just pick one: air, earth, fire, water, metal, lightning, light, or dark, and you will choose air. That sounds cool. Yep. You get 3 gifts. And then your stats. So tell me a little bit about our as yet unnamed elemental. They knew around the age of 14. That's
so that's the one thing I know about this character is how they found out.
So tell us that story.
Yeah, they found out when their parents told them to quit the basketball team. Which they had just tried out for and turned out to be utterly awesome at because, you know, they're an air demigod. So they can like control where the ball goes, right? But their parents informed them in the process of saying, yes, you have to quit basketball, sorry. And then told them why. And, you know, because they were worried that like this character was going to give themselves away.
The old frozen conceal. I see. Awesome. I like it.
That is
that's a good start. So mortal parents but they knew, right? So they wanted you to hide your abilities. So they knew about them. How do you think they knew?
That I am not sure about. Oh, okay. So they were like some branch of neo-pagan who actually worshiped this god.
Oh, wow.
And like agreed to be like, oh, sure, yeah, no problem. We'll take your kid.
Oh, so neither of them are your actual like.
Right.
Oh, neat.
No idea who my mother was. Probably another random mortal somewhere.
Neat. That is neat. I really like that approach, Bethany. Cool. Now, let's see. So they've known since 14, the basketball thing. What does your character look like? Do you have that in mind?
No, not off the top of my head. I think, I feel like I'm missing an opportunity to like go, you know, really weird or crazy here, but I think probably, I think their parents have probably drilled it in their head, like to like not call too much attention to themselves. So they, I I think they just started college and they're still kind of in that mode of like, okay, I'm going to look really normal all the time. You know, give them a few months and they'll probably be like, oh, wait, hey, my parents aren't here.
I remember that time, that realization. That was fun.
Yeah. But I think for right now, they're still kind of heavily influenced by their parents.
Do you have like an actress in mind who might play them, or just to kind of give me a mental image of?
No, I will play characters with no idea what they look like for several sessions. Let's see.
Oh, do you have a gender in mind, or?
Well, I will roll a die. So.
Okay.
Female, and I think I think they're kind of I guess she is white, has like long dark hair. I don't know.
You said Winnett for basketball. Is your character tall?
Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Although
sounds fun.
It would be funnier if she wasn't.
She just happened to be really good. It was like the perfect shot.
But I think like the reason, you know, she went out for basketball in the first place is like, oh, hey, I am the right height and size for this. So she's probably like tall and thin.
Okay, cool. I dig that. Sounds fun. All right, so we have Jacquelyn Diego, unnamed tall thin girl, and Alejandro. Any thoughts on character name yet? I see you've got a cool look going on. 5'3", thin Mediterraneans. Oh, you're muted, Alejandro.
I just got that. I don't know yet. I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So I don't remember what my quick question was.
It'll come back to you.
No, I thought I had it and I don't. Name. Does everybody know who Noam Chomsky is?
I do not. I was going to Google it when I got a moment.
Yeah. Alexi, do you know?
Colorless screen ideas sleep furiously.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't quote anything from him, so if you just quoted him, I wouldn't know.
Sorry. Yeah, it's a linguistic, an illustrative linguistic sentence Noam Chomsky came up with. I do know who Noam Chomsky is.
Okay. Yes, I do. He's a linguist, Marxist. He's like very old. I think he's always been very old.
He's 89. Wow.
Yeah. And he's like amazing critical political theory and stuff like that. So I have a high appreciation for him. But yeah, so this very old guy, and just the image of Noam Chomsky and Jane Goodall, highly collegiate and highly whatever. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knew who.
Thank you for following up on that. Do you think either one or both of them might be professors at?
Well, Noam Chomsky is a professor at MIT.
Yeah, I know, but like in our fake world,
Yeah. And I'm not pretending it's Noam Chomsky, but I'm just putting their names in there just to have that be the image
to remind us of the touchstones. Sounds good.
Yeah. And if they never show up in the game, that's fine. Given who we know who Noam Chomsky and Jane Goodall are, my character like just barely made it into college.
Oh no!
Totally like
great.
Yeah, he did not get into MIT. So I don't know University of Northwestern. I don't know St. Paul. I don't know what type of like the level of university that is, or whatever college.
It's just like a mid-range university.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just the inspiration. I mostly like the map. Like, we're not going to get into the depths of anything about it. It's University of Northwestern St. Paul, because I have a cool virtual tour thing that I've been looking at and think it's pretty. It's really cool.
I'm going to do a little internet research to just see if I can find some Basque names. Can somebody put my picture in here where the picture goes? Because I can't figure out how to do it.
Yeah, man. Give me the link to the URL to the pic, and I will take care of it for you.
Okay.
I also struggled with that. I just kind of gave up.
Oh well, just give me the links. I've got you guys.
Okay, so I'm putting mine right beneath my picture. So if you see that, yeah.
Where did you put it?
If you look at the picture,
picture.
It's down at the bottom. My picture's down at the bottom right
before. Yeah, dig this. Let's see. Is that a actual? Yep. So I'm going to show you some magic. This is one of my favorite things in Google Sheets. Zynga. There's actually a formula in Google Sheets of equals image, and you can reference any cell within the Google spreadsheet, and it will display that URL. So there you go. Okay, that really gets me excited because I work at spreadsheets all day. I'm a nerd. I'm sorry.
That's good.
When somebody showed me that, it blew my mind. I'm like, oh, God, that's the best thing ever.
The image doesn't show in my.
It doesn't?
No, it says anonymous Liger Richard Rogers.
Huh.
It's okay. It's not a big deal.
Try reloading. Sometimes it just takes a reload.
I did.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I did.
Weird.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Anonymous Liger. Can you click off of everybody click off of that particular cell that has the picture in it and see if it pops up for Alejandro. All right. Well, it's there, I promise you.
I saw it.
I see it
there
fine.
now.
Jesse, where is the URL for your pic? And
I just dropped it in the chat.
Okay. Wow. All right. Yeah, I think that's because it's like
Too
a
big.
search results. Oh, that's like 40 pictures. Oh, okay. I got it.
Yeah, I mean, I downloaded the image to when I tried to upload it. I mean, this guy was just too big for the space. What's the formula to make it fit?
It's literally equals the word image.
Yeah.
And then you reference a particular cell within the doc that has the URL, or you can actually quote out and put the URL and then comma and 1. So it should be up there now for you.
Yep. Thank you so much. I see it. This is wonderful.
You're welcome. Sweet. So we've got 2 more kind of big steps. You guys have got most of your moves and stats done, so I wanted to move on to threads. So within the world of demigods, gods are way too powerful to come on to Earth. They what is the word to use? Immortalify themselves. So they can only be mortals for a brief period of time. Like, Zeus comes down and basically rapes somebody, then goes away because Zeus is terrible. He's the worst god ever. And there you go. So gods can only deal with Earth for a brief period of time, but you guys as demigods, you live here, but you have a significant, you have a slice of your parents' power. But when several demigods get together, they can team up, and so there you don't normally do that because it causes a lot of trouble, right? Just like if a god comes down and becomes immortal, really weird stuff starts to happen. When demigods get together, also can be problems. But you have a spindle that is immortal, that each of you know who you've become involved with, friends, lovers, whatever, classmates, doesn't matter to me. And through that involvement, you guys have all started to overlap, and now you're somewhat enmeshed. Like when two demigods get together, like their fates become intertwined, and then it can be difficult to extract that. So you guys end up doing something, and then fate will weave around you, and huge, big epic shit happens, and we all go see the movie, and it makes a few $100 million, and especially when it goes overseas. But it's fine, it's okay. Now. What I wanted to do real quick, just so I can kind of be thinking on these lines, is okay, weird. Somebody blanked out. What is this? Oh, goodness. I freaked myself out because I went to the wrong tab. All right. So if you guys take a look in the maps and people, because I forgot that I had an NPCs in places, and that's where I confused myself, so I'll just hide that. I just grabbed some cool pictures that I thought was interesting on my hard drive. I don't have anything other than these people look interesting, but each of you are all enmeshed with one of these 5 individuals. Are there any of these pics that scream out to somebody like, this is the coolest of the group? If not, we can do a quick vote thing. It doesn't matter to me.
I'm sorry. Where's the link to this?
Oh, I'm trying to screen share. Did I not? Okay.
Yeah. It's really
the maps and people tab within the spreadsheet, but I was also trying to just screen share to keep things going. So,
and just to clarify, there's one spindle.
You would choose one of these. All 4 of you have some relationship with the spindle. Yes.
Mm.
And this will be a mortal whose life you saved, and we will talk about that in just a moment. So this is a mortal whose life you saved that you knew. Maybe you weren't super engaged with them, but something threatens their life. You helped to save their life, and that irrevocably intertwined the fates of the person, the spindle, and all the demigods involved. This is kind of the nexus point to you guys being a team. So
cool. I like the look of choice 3 from among them, though any of them could be fine if people. Yeah.
I liked choice 2. I liked her crazy hair.
I do. She looks very girl next door with that hair. Like, it's just, she's not having it.
I'm not opposed to anything.
Either of those are cool with me. I don't have a strong preference.
I kind of like 2.
Bethany?
I'll vote for 2.
Okay, there we go. Because I was going to roll a die next. All right, so that is our spindle. You know what? These may become, and they will, they become NPCs, but this is our spindle, so we just remove the words spindle and choice, and that is our spindle. Awesome. And so there we go. That's our spindle. I will name her in just a moment. I think I'm going to name her Gage. Gage tester. So that is your spindle. So each of you can put Gage tester as the name of your spindle. You figure out what your relationship is to Gage. And then threads are how each of you kind of know each other. So if you've ever played another PbtA game, this is your history part. This is a relationship. This is your bonds. This is your HX. This is all that cool stuff. And each playbook has a number of threads that you can hand out to people. And that is... Oh, tangles. Sorry. I messed up my terminology. Threads is XP. Tangles is how you're tangled together. Go. Dang it. Dang it. I missed IT words, guys. There's like spindles and threads and tangles and weaves, and it's just there's a lot of rope related terminology here, and I will get it clear by the 3rd session. Unfortunately, Alexa, you will always know me as the person who couldn't get threads and tangles.
No worries.
All right, cool. So let's let's work out those tangles. But question, Alejandro, because you have equal amount of experience with this game as I do. When you played it, were tangles worked out before you talked about the incident, or did you talk about the incident before tangles?
I think I think it was one conversation.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, it was like as we were figuring out who the spindle was, we figured out how we were all connected, or how we were connected, but how we were, what the incident was that like all connected us to that person as a spindle.
Cool. Well, who wants to jump forward with their tangles and start working this out together?
Wait, say that again. I missed you.
I was just asking, is there a particular player who's excited about the tangles that are listed for their playbook and wants to jump forward and volunteer to go first?
I'm kind of excited about the tangles in my playbook.
All right, let's work them out.
Yeah, so I guess, should I read them out? And if people are like, yes, choose me for that, they can jump
Always
forward.
like that. Always
Great.
like that.
All right, so it says, you had a premonition about blank's death. Describe how, but not where or when.
Ooh. Who wants to know a bit about their death? Huh?
I can also read further if people want to hear the other options, but
I'm happy to grab that one if no one else wants it.
I'd like to hear all of them.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Next, you escorted blank's family member to the afterlife. Wow. Next, you bartered with another Reaper for blank's life and won. Then you and blank have thrown some epic parties together. Blank ignored your premonition and has the scars to prove it. And finally,
I'll take that one, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Bam! Right there.
And finally, you have feelings for blank, but haven't made your move yet. Okay, so I'm putting in
Jody. All right,
Jody.
we got names across the board. Congratulations! I'm so proud of all of you. Good job.
Now, whether
Jody
I learned from that experience or not, time will tell. But
you got the scars from it.
Can I ask a quick question? So, are we going to use all 6 tangles with the 4 PCs?
No, I, because we're doing 3 sessions, I think that's built more for a campaign.
Yeah.
So let's just try to get a tangle with each one of the players. So we'll do 3.
Who said they were up for the death premonition one? Because I definitely want to get that in there.
If you definitely want that one, then I am happy to be the person whose death you have premonitioned.
Excellent.
You have foreseen.
Didn't copy right. Nope, not quite.
And the reason that there are like 6 is that when you help somebody, you roll plus the number of tangles, similar to how bonds work. But we're just going to do 1 tangle for each person, unless none of your tangles really fit one other person, and that's okay.
So I'm. Can you hear me? I can't.
Yes.
See yeah. I'm kind of interested in you escorted family's member to their afterlife, but I'm also kind of interested in you bartered with another Reaper for. These are all players right here, right? Player characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
You bartered with another Reaper for my character's life.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll put that in there.
Yeah.
Oh man. So is this a Reaper from another pantheon?
Oh yeah, because there's just a bunch of us out there. Just
is there a death god of the Basque pantheon?
Possibly.
Yeah.
We can pretend there's one at least.
There is, and I can't think of who it is. I think there's more than one actually, but like there's like 15 gods in the pantheon total, and I think like 3 of them are death gods. Or
Obsessed much?
Well, because the only way you know of them we really know of them are through headstones, like ancient headstones. So it's, the amount of information we have is very limited. So
Your character has a name now.
yeah.
Do you think that's pronounced Abarn?
I'm gonna go with, people call him Barnes.
People call him Barnes. Nice.
Nice.
His name means multitude of fathers gathered.
Hmm.
I don't know. I thought that was fun.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. So we've got a thread for everyone for you, Jacquelyn.
Yeah.
Good. Who wants to go next with tangles? It's a thread again. Damn it.
Can I say one thing about the premonition I had about Diego's
Yes,
death
please.
scene?
Yes, please. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I think my premonition is that Diego would be killed by something that he creates.
Oh, that is sweet.
Dude, that is dope. I love it.
I love that.
Do we want to discover and play what your premonition was about Jody, or do you have an inkling in mind, either Bethany or Alexi?
Oh, I hadn't thought of something yet.
We can figure it out and play if you want. I don't have any really good ideas. So.
Okay, awesome.
I can't
scars.
I can't wait to hear what the scars are, though.
I do too. I like scars. Scars amuse me and are interesting and amazing. I'm writing the word Jody and scars.
I have one right here. You can't see it.
I have one in the same spot. Apparently, that's a popular place to get scars.
That's skinny that we should be playing this game together.
Very
Your
cool.
fates are entangled.
Yeah.
Tangled. They're not threaded. They're entangled. Thank you. All right. Who wants to jump forward with the next set of tangles?
I can do it.
Go for it.
All right. So you're fascinated by. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Just I want to look at your character sheet. You're an elemental, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
So you're fascinated by Blank's charismatic way with people. Are any of you super charismatic, or even just slightly more charismatic than me? And I am really impressed by it. And I think you're
Jacquelyn is
cooler
a
than you
snappy dresser. I think she weirds people out, but she does dress very snappily. So make that of what.
I think weirding people out could work.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've spent the past 4 or 5 years trying to not stand out too much, and Jacquelyn is weird and a snappy dresser and tries to stand out or does effortlessly. So I can see that being
Nice.
it.
I dig it.
I read ahead. I'm sorry I cheated. But I you rely on Barnes to be your elemental whisperer, clarifying for you when you're not making sense.
Cool. Yeah, I'll totally take that. I was wondering who I wanted to use that one, but wasn't sure who to pick.
Well, if you look at how I get experience points, I get experience points with fucking with people.
Oh, good. Yes. Perfect.
Oh, trickster. Love it. Cool. What other threads? Got it right. Do you have? Dang it! I did it wrong again. Tangles. Son of a bitch. I'm not doing it on purpose.
I think you are.
Maybe I am now. Maybe I need to.
Oh, what a tangled thread we weave.
Oh, thank you, Alexi. Okay, I can't believe I screwed it up thinking I got it right. Okay. What other elemental tangles do you have?
Who could I have accidentally injured with my element?
I'll take an injury. I'm getting all the.
Okay.
Man, Jesse's getting messed up. All right.
Really? Yeah. Cool.
What do you think you do? Do you have any idea what you did to cause me injury?
I'm not sure. It was probably something kind of stupid, we were both slightly drunk, and you were like, "Hey, if I get on this skateboard and hold up my sweatshirt, can you make it?"
Yes.
You like wind into it, make it a sail.
No, that is perfect. I have like a skateboard I built. That's like.
Oh, perfect. Yes.
I'm like that guy who walks around with a skateboard that maybe sometimes is also a hoverboard, but it's usually just basically a skateboard.
But it works perfectly with the artisan thing where you're drunkenly trying to be an artificer, or whatever.
Right. To be clear, it functions just like a skateboard, but sometimes it doesn't have wheels.
That's great.
Discover board. Sweet. Does that get tangles for all of the other PCs? For you, Jody?
Yeah, that's all right.
Awesome. Barnes.
Yes.
I'm just calling people out now. I'm getting excited. We're rocking and rolling. What tangles do you want to hand out?
Well, I'm looking for my character sheet.
Okay.
It's right in front of me. Blank caught you in a lie one time and earned your respect. You and Blank pulled a hellish prank that one time. You just can't resist pushing Blank's buttons. You ticked off Blank's pantheon, but they don't know it's you. Blank will make an excellent shield when the trouble finally hits. It seems like Blank understands why you do what you do. You have to keep an eye on them.
This person understands. They're dangerous. I like it. Those are all cool. Any tangles that interested?
So there are two that jump out on me. I don't know if there's, Alejandro, if there's one that you would prefer I take. Either you and I pulled a hellish prank together, or it seems like I understand why you do what you do. You'll have to keep an eye on them, on me. They're very different relationship-wise, but they both, I think, speak to a kind of kindred nature that I like.
Yeah, either one's good. Which one do you prefer?
Let's be friends. Let's pull the hellish prank. Maybe at the same party. Maybe at that same party that Jody broke my ankle.
Okay.
Well, Jody and I broke my ankle. I don't want to give her all of the blame. I was complicit there too. What do you think we did?
So I'm having a flash of Animal House.
Sure.
And I'm having this image of lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of water flooding through someone's house.
Okay.
Is this a person's house or a frat house?
What do you say? What do you say, Diego?
Oh, this is definitely a person's house, and it's maybe even possibly a faculty member's house.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think I doctored the plumbing, and what did you do? Just give me the distract them, give me the time to do it, or something more hands-on.
I would have probably been more like egging you on to do it, and I'm actually kind of innocent, but it was so destructive and awesome that I then accepted that I wasn't innocent.
Maybe it was like an idea you put in my head, and then you came along with me to do it.
Yeah, because you pulled it off beautifully, so therefore I was a part of it.
And it was, after all, your idea.
Right. I take credit when it when it's worth taking credit for.
Awesome.
Otherwise, that's someone else's fault, whatever it is.
Alejandro, can I have caught you in a lie and earned your respect?
Yes, of course. Jacquelyn. Yes. Is that Jacquelyn?
Yeah, absolutely.
What lie?
Let's see. What would you have lied? I think, some of my inside scoop is talking to dead people. So is there a lie you could have told where I would have learned you were lying thanks to my interaction with ghosts?
Well, never before have I been a straight A student, but I'm suddenly a straight A student.
Oh, interesting. You're suddenly a straight A student here at college.
At university, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. No, I think I could have. Discovered that just with the help of ghosts that can sneak around and snoop on things.
So yeah, and it wasn't like me hacking into the computer to make myself straight A. It was me manipulating, like TAs and whatnot.
Using your trickster skills.
Yeah.
Got it. And
I did that extra credit. See?
Hacking is boring.
I'd let you know that I knew.
Yeah.
And your respect thereby.
Before we move too far, I think that we have kind of dipped our toe into this big multi-question incident thing. In question 2, there was substantial collateral damage. That could be the flooding of a faculty member's house. What got wrecked? And how did you cover it up to look less supernatural in nature? I think like that much water, I know that you're an air elemental, but it would be lovely to me if somehow Jody was also involved in that.
I could have been involved in covering it up, by drying it out really quickly.
Like it. Okay. Can
I throw something out there? If we're talking about the incident and this kind of massive water destroying a professor's house was part of it, can the kind of the dangerous thing we were dealing with be sort of like fire demon or fire spirit, right? There was like some kind of fire-based creature.
Yeah.
Of course, like Surtur maybe
saving
from
the
doors.
spindle from. Oh yeah, Surtur. That's awesome.
I love this. One thing I just want to throw out there though is that I still like the water thing having initially been conceived of as a prank.
And it just happens to help out in this supernatural battle.
It's like
just went out of control. Yeah. I mean,
maybe you were doing it as a prank, and the rest of us knew that you were doing that, so we got the fire demon to chase us there.
And you redirected the water with your wind to put him out.
Yeah.
That is crazy. So somehow you've got this. Okay. You're dealing with outside. You're dealing with Surtur, and then some of you had led Surtur into the giant flooding. Alejandro, you had your hand up. What were your thoughts?
Yeah. Who saw Real Genius when they turned that guy's house into a popcorn factory?
Oh, so good.
Yeah, that's what we did. But with water and demons.
I think that's what happened. Sounds good. Cool. Let's get back to finishing out those tangles. But thank you guys. I think we've worked our way through this incident. We'll need to bring Gage in there somehow and figure out how she was involved. But let's go on with some tangles and we'll stumble into it. So let's see. Barnes, you were doing tangles. By the way, they're on 42, 43, and 44 and 45. That's where you can list those tangles on the keeper.
Okay.
If you want me to be an excellent shield when trouble finally hits, I have a move for that.
That's great.
Wait, say that again.
You have I think that it is your playbook that has the Blank will make an excellent shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll volunteer for that.
Okay. Okay, yeah, because I'm your whisperer.
Right, exactly. I want to protect you, even though you fuck with me. But also, I have the guardian move where like that's what I'm supposed to do. So.
All right, cool. I went ahead and added that tangle in. Do you have any other? I know you guys have worked out one of them, right? Hellish prank. That was with Diego. Did you work out one with Jacquelyn?
Yeah, the earned respect one.
Cool. Awesome. So Diego, let's work out your tangles.
For sure. So you've made an epic item for Blank and they owe you. Blank relies on your expertise and you have a mutual respect. You're head over heels for Blank, but you don't think they know. If Blank drags you to another party, you're going to scream. You and Blank are on a hunt for a rare material of some kind. You confided a dark secret in Blank. Will they keep it?
Oh, you confided a dark secret with me. And I'll definitely keep it.
Great. I mean, you can tell me that now. We'll see if you really will keep it. Right?
My phone just started ringing and it cut the sound off. Say that again. I
said, you say that now, but we'll see what happens in play, right?
No, you can absolutely trust me. I swear. Scout's on me. I was never a scout.
You seem so trustworthy.
Right?
It's already there. Thank you.
What secret do you think you confided in your fellow prankster?
So I think it's that I want it to be just too much. I want it to be something I'm working on that is dangerous.
Oh, you mean the thing I had a premonition about you getting killed by?
Maybe, right? Like I think I have this project that I've been working really hard on. It's super dangerous. I cannot figure out how to make it work quite right.
And I've been advising you.
Yeah, I think it's something that I want to monetize also. I think this is a project that I'm working on. It's not I was thinking about having it be an anarchist thing, but like a weapon against the man, but I don't think I want to go that far. I think it's the opposite. I think it's some capitalist bullshit that I'm trying to pull. But I'm not sure exactly what that thing is yet. We can find out in play when it is convenient.
Yeah, that sounds good. What other tangles?
Do you need a rare material to finish that project?
Sure. You and I think maybe it's some crazy gas, right? Okay. That needs to be corralled in a certain way, maybe a magical gas or something. I don't know.
Two caught my eye. Jacquelyn does have an epic weapon as one of her gifts, and it's a Kopesh, a scythe sword made out of shadow. So we could say that you created that and do that first tangle on your list there. The other one is I'm totally down for the your character has a debilitating crush on mine. One of these, but only if you're interested in that.
No, I like that one better. I don't see myself as a sword maker kind of character necessarily.
I see, yeah.
Right, but or building with shadow. But I guess that's not true. But swords for sure not. But I like this. I have a debilitating crush. I'm head over heels for you, and you don't know, right?
Yeah, surely not.
I'm super smooth. You can never tell.
Oh, these kids. That's great. Love it.
We have worked out all of our tangles. This is exciting. So let's move back and make sure we've hit all the parts of the incident. And then I need to know how what relationship Barnes has with Gage. And then we're going to take a break and then jump straight into play for the remainder of like an hour plus. All right, so your spindle found themselves facing insurmountable supernatural odds, epic disaster, monster, evil demigod, etc. But you saved her. So you saved her from Surtur. Is that, or we just want to roll right in with what we got? Awesome.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Why was she targeted by Surtur, or was she just in the wrong place at the wrong time?
Wait, we all did this. We all saved her from Surtur.
You're all going to be involved in this. Maybe it started with a prank, but you somehow like added in to it once Surtur and Gage became involved. Because, like, technically, according to the way this is supposed to work, you all knew Gage, but you didn't know each other before the incident. So, but with some of the threads, it's totally cool that you guys were working on your prank, and Surtur happened. Do you think he was targeting Gage, or do you think Gage was just like Daphneing it up and like, I'm just here? And
I kind of like the idea that
she's targeted.
Yeah, that she was targeted, that she was doing something that I don't know what it was that she could do that would draw the attention of, a fire demon, but
I've got a pitch. The fire demon was disguised as a professor at the school for some nefarious purpose.
I like it.
Gage was doing some, amateur sleuthing. Like, she noticed some weird things about this professor, like the smell of smoke that followed them everywhere, and then like discovered the secret, and then was going to be burned up to keep the secret. And we, stumbled upon this and saved her.
Nice.
I just put the name of the professor in our chat. I'm very pleased with myself. Professor Smoke.
Oh,
Oh,
I am a dad.
love it.
I can do a dad joke.
Rich, that's brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so we got the substantial collateral damage, what we got wrecked, and how we made it look less supernatural. Thank you, Jody. Earned the admiration of a major divine being. Who was it, and why were they impressed?
Do we want to pick someone from one of our characters' pantheons?
Certainly can. If not, I will think of Greek stuff. I'm just warning you.
So the Egyptian one I'd throw out there is Thoth, god of knowledge, who might just admire us for defeating this ersatz professor who's perverting the purposes of academia for some sort of burning diabolic plot.
Any other ideas, or shall we roll forward with Thoth to keep in mind?
I like that. I was going to say I think a trickster god would be very into this incident, but I kind of like that better.
Can you repeat it again?
Yeah. My thought was that Thoth from Egyptian mythology, who's the ibis-headed god of writing and wisdom, might have approved of what we did because we stopped this evil, fiery demon god from impersonating a professor and thereby perverting the high purpose of the university.
Yeah.
We're good with that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. You ticked off a different divine being having spoiled their plans or fun. I don't think it's Surtur. Like, Surtur, to me, not a Norse expert, but he's always not like super smart. He just seems like a big fire giant god. So someone else that you ticked off.
Here's a pitch. I liked Bethany's idea of including a trickster god. And when I was like first looking at playbooks, I was thinking about the trickster And I was thinking about making them a child of Azaban, who is like a Penobscot and Abenaki trickster god, raccoon kind of character. You know, maybe like this was some kind of like ploy to mess with. I mean, to mess with Surtur. Right? Like, I can fool the big dumb fire giant god. Look at me fucking with him, right? And like we just like cut that short. Like the game was over. You know?
He had a long game. He was just going to torture Smoke. I liked it.
Yeah. I think taking off a trickster is a great first move for us to make. That's surely going to go well.
Right. I also like that kind of like morally neutral. Like he doesn't want to help people. He doesn't want to hurt. He kind of wants to hurt people, but like it's all for fun.
Nice. I dig it. And then the last one, I think we already have. How did our spindle get tangled up with this plot? Wrong place, wrong time for Gage. She was trying to investigate. She knew something was up with Professor Smoke.
Yeah.
And was investigating. It just so happened that the prank was ongoing, or maybe she knew that the prank was going to happen because you guys were friends with her, and she thought it would be a perfect opportunity to try to break in and get some information. And the prank went horribly wrong, and then Surtur shows up and is like, "Who's been sleeping in my bed?" And
who's been wetting in my bed?
And the way the incident goes down, our spindle Gage now knows that each of us have semi-divine powers and are not mere mortals like her. Is that right?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think it could go either way, but I really like the idea of Gage knowing.
Yeah.
So you don't have to like, don't do it around Gage.
Yeah, she's in the loop.
I have this image of Gage being this like Lovecraftian type detective, except that we're the Lovecraftian monsters. Like, not at all, like she thinks of herself more of this serious, like, supernatural detective type.
All right. Let's quickly discuss the nature of your relationships with Gage. It'll help to inform who Gage is for me when I portray her. And then we're going to take a break and jump into some fun. So, Jacquelyn, what is your relationship with Gage?
Gage is my closest friend on the chess team at school.
All right, so you two are on the chess team at Northwestern.
That's right.
That is really interesting. So that means that she's pretty clever. She's good at chess. Is this a thing she's recently picked up, or has she the thing that one of her parents taught her, or a relative, or an older friend at the
her uncle is a chess grandmaster, so she's learned that from him.
Her uncle Robbie is a chess grandmaster. All right. Cool. Between the two of you, who's better at chess? Jacquelyn.
Oh, I think we're neck and neck. Like it sometimes comes down to which of us is playing white.
Ooh, okay. Nice. And I like that we haven't defined if white makes you win or lose. That's good. Let's keep it there. Man, I want to come back to Barnes next. Not right away. I'll go to Diego. Diego, what's your relationship with Gage?
So she buys refurbished electronics from me. I have this like little side hustle where I collect actually completely destroyed electronics and make them work. And like I think we've become friends through that. Like, at first she was just a customer, but I'm a friendly person, she's a friendly person, and we end up at the same parties.
Nice. Does it bother anybody if maybe the electronics that she's buying from you, like she's into like music production, mixing, like she buys some different ideas of like FX mixers, that kind of stuff?
Definitely. I think like she doesn't know how I do. Well, maybe now she does. She didn't know how I did it, but like she would like find stuff in the trash behind studios that were like gone, and she would bring them to me, and I would get them working for her.
Yeah, and before she was saying go ahead and work your magic and didn't know, and now she knows, so she she says it and
exactly
winking a nod. Sounds good. I like it a lot. Jody, what's your relationship with Gage?
We've been friends since high school. We're from the same town, and both just ended up coming here. So she was the only person I knew here.
Oh, nice, nice. So you're from pretty far away then?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're from like just a different part of the state.
Okay.
But far enough that like this isn't like the nearest big town where we went every weekend or anything like that.
Oh, nice, nice. I think that maybe Gage was on the basketball team with you then, and you had to quit, and she's always giving you shit over it, and now she knows why.
Now she knows
why.
She's
so good. Our team could have gone to state if you just stayed.
Yeah, okay. I think she's not good at basketball, but like she's persistent. And like
she's the one who gets in and fouls somebody.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that about Gage. That is a really cool personality trait. And then last but not least, what is your relationship with Gage, Barnes?
I met her before I met anybody else, right? And any these other people. But I just kind of fell in love with her love at first sight in class, and I convinced her that I could help her in this class, and I totally have no idea what I'm talking about, but she is buying it, and so that should be fine. It should work out fine.
Nice.
I just any excuse to like hang out with her, and now we're like pretty good friends at this point. But yeah,
she's not gonna be mad at all when your like tutoring fails several tests for her.
She's gotta study harder.
Oh man, that's good. I really like that. All right, it is 43 after the hour. Let's go ahead and take a 7-minute break. And then at 10 till, we're going to jump into something that will hopefully be fun. And we'll play for the last hour. And then anybody who wants to stay after that, we'll do a quick feedback session. Cool. So I'll see you guys in 7 minutes.
Thank you, Seven. Hello.
Hello. Your avatar pictures of you and Shakespeare, and that's amazing.
Well, if I angle my computer slightly, you can see another Shakespeare. Just the bust right over there.
It's very cool.
So you like Shakespeare?
I do.
Me too.
I've heard of him.
Very nice.
I have a thing I can't show immediately, but Alexi, I may show it to you later.
Yeah, totally.
It's I studied theater in college, and my theater professor made an annual trip to Stratford-on-Avon, and he brought me back a rubbing from Shakespeare's tomb. So it's framed, and it's not in my office, but it makes me happy that it exists.
That's excellent. Very cool.
Yeah. And in fact, if you guys remember the pitch from this game, it was around theater. So I think Gage is there. And when I was trying to think of what play, I think it's The Tempest. So I'm just going to go ahead and commit to that. It is The Tempest. I haven't decided if she's playing Ariel or
Ariel's a pretty good one.
Or perhaps Caliban. Or maybe Miranda. We're not sure yet.
All right.
Sweet. Shakespeare. Okay. We will pick up with we pick up with the chess team. Do you guys have like a particular period that you practice, or is it just catch as catch can? Like, how does this chess team of Northwestern in St. Paul, Minnesota, get better at chessing?
What an interesting question. I bet there's a regular chess practice time. Let's say Tuesday evenings, to pick a time at random.
Tuesday evening. So it's Tuesday evening. You know that Jacquelyn, that of course Gage is here. The rest of the team's here. Tuesday evening is also when tutoring happens. So we'll just say this happens in the library.
Right. Yeah. We take over some of the little library tables to play chess.
Yeah. So it's one of those where there's like a conference room, but it's set in the library. So you got all these stacks of books, right, and a bunch of open windows. So you guys are sitting there playing chess, and kids will like pass by. And as time comes up and near the end, Barnes will be tutoring. So that's where you meet up with Gage to tutor her. So we'll say the two of you are around, and she knows about you guys. So she's been playing chess. She's been playing against Eduardo and just trashing him. And Eduardo, not like that. He does not like getting shown up. He's like calling technicalities. He's talking about like, no, you took too much time, and Gage just plays.
Your hand brushed that piece while you're reaching.
Yeah. You touch it. You can't touch it. You can't touch the ticket. You move that piece. It's all that. And your coach, who's an adjunct professor, like has to come in and Gage she seems to normally she takes it in stride. She actually brags about beating Eduardo. It's like makes her day. And it seems to be getting to her a little bit. She seems a little tired. You've noticed that her eyes are a little bit bloodshot, and there's a little bit of bags under her eyes, and she keeps yawning. And her hair, which is always just a little bit askew, is just a little worse than normal. Like she hasn't even like pulled it into a bun; just kind of hangs around the back of her neck. And when you show up for the normal tutoring session, Barnes, she grabs her big bag, where a lot of times she'll throw in her gadgets, the stuff that she buys off of Diego. And she says, "Hey, Jackie, you got a minute? I wanted to talk to you and Barnes.
Sure thing, Gage. Nice work with that dead man's gambit in the game against Eduardo, by the way.
Oh, well, you taught it to me, so thanks.
Anytime.
You just wanted to talk about dead men. You have a problem.
What? No.
So she sees you, Barnes, when you come around. How are you dressed, Barnes? It's the thing where you dress up, like you've got time. It's in the evening on Tuesdays, so you could get ready.
Yeah, I'm like wearing shorts and like camouflage, like why can't I think of English words today? The big pockets, cargo shorts, like camouflage cargo shorts, flip flops, a short sleeve button down, and a tie.
And a tie. That is nice.
What color is the tie?
It's a brown, like knit tie.
Cool. So she comes out of the chess room with you right behind her, Jacquelyn, and she grabs your tie, Barnes, and says, I need to talk to you guys. It's important.
It's always important.
And she's sent a text just because we have an hour and I want all player characters involved. So during the point when Eduardo was yelling and the adjunct professor, she shot a text to you, Jody. And she also, because she's wise and knows to get in all you crazy demigods, she sent a text to you, Diego, asking if you can come to the library.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. So
I
for
think
convenience sake.
Yeah. I think as Jacquelyn takes in how Barnes is dressed, she's like, looking sharp, Barnes. And it's impossible to tell if she's being sarcastic.
The tie really sells it, she says, as she pulls on the brown knit tie over your camo shirt.
When Gage is like pulling me forward, I look back at Jacquelyn and I'm like really obnoxiously.
Jacquelyn raises an eyebrow.
Nice.
That's all. Yeah.
So she brings you guys head down the stairs. You come to the basement, like open study area. This is where a lot of the Northwestern U students are here. You don't actually have to show a student ID badge. This is where other people can gather together. So more of a meeting area. And there are lots of open tables. And Gage ends up letting go of your tie. The four of you guys, you see Gage, and she kind of asks you guys to circle up, and you end up in a table. It's like a picnic. It's not a picnic, like the banquet table type deals with other benches and chairs and everything like that. And there's a group that's playing like some OSR game. They've got like maps and minis out, and there's this yellow deities and demigods book that's just laying half open. And they're talking about the different stats of particular gods as you guys come and form up around your table. And Gage, she drops her messenger bag and she opens it up and she said, okay, Jody, you know I don't knit. And then she pulls out this, like, she just keeps pulling out this hand knit, like some kind of weird blanket. But there's like a tapestry in the blanket of a bunch of naked women. And she shows it for a second and she puts it down and she said, I think I did this and I don't understand why. And it's weird. And then she pushes the bag slightly across on the table into the middle. And I think it's one of your faults.
Can I pick that up and take a look at it?
You absolutely can.
Yeah,
pick it up.
I'm right there with Diego.
Yeah.
Looking.
I'm
examining it closely.
All right. Like, I'm trying to like take a look at sort of the craftsmanship of it, right? I'm like, was this like how well is it knit? What like can I tell what to what purpose? What is there a significance to the pattern?
Yes. So, just as a general thing, because you as an artisan would get this, I'm not even going to make you roll for this first initial bit of information. The weave to this is flawless. Like there are no hitches, there's no marks, there's no scuffs whatsoever. It's as if the person had envisioned the entirety of this throw before they even began to weave it.
So that said, I would really like to read the weave of this woven thing.
Why not? Look at me. I've got the threads and the tangles right. I'm
all the
things
word
with
play.
weavings and wovens.
Just
Let's
like
do it. Roll plus judgment.
Built in the roll. You just built in the wordplay. I love it.
You guys, I have a roll for your party. You can roll regular dice if you want. You roll 2d6 to do things and add a stat. Sometimes you can roll 3d6 if you have a significant advantage, or if you spend one of those threads, then you can give yourself fate's favor and roll a third die. And of course, you guys can help each other. So this is a perfect opportunity because I know that Barnes was super interested in this. If you wanted to try to help out, you can.
You wanna help me out, Barnes? Or would we wait till after I roll? I never remember how this works in PbtA games.
It kind of depends. For this one, you can definitely wait till after. So why don't you go ahead and roll plus judgment? We'll take a look.
I love the color choices in this roll for your party room. There are some I've never seen.
They're brand new.
Yeah.
By the way, just so you guys know, if you roll with khaki, it rolls like ass. Just saying.
that was my best guess. Well, I could definitely use some. No, it's a 7. It's a 7 actually.
All right, so you have 6 plus 1, 7, and your judgment is a 1.
That's 1.
So you got an 8 total.
I rolled the 6 plus 1 is 7.
Okay, I need to refresh then. I thought I saw the 6 and a 1.
That's Alexi, I think.
Okay, you're right.
That was just me creating a pair of dice. It wasn't a roll.
Understood. Okay, I will trust you because I don't see your dice. I see a D4. I don't know why I see a D4.
Off to the right, they're the right.
There they are. Wow, look at those sneaky dice.
Yeah, they're kind of camouflaged into the. Move them over here if you want.
I appreciate that. Capital T, capital I, ego. Awesome. All right. So with that mixed result on a read the weave, you can ask 2 questions from the list of read a person, read a place, read an artifact. Now, if you wanted to help out here, Barnes, you would roll 2d6 plus your tangles that you have on your sheet with Diego, and then you could either give them a plus, you can give them a +1. So, or you can hang off and maybe do your own examination later if that's what you'd rather do. So, Alejandro, you're muted.
I don't know how to make dice.
Oh, no problem.
Right.
So let me real quick, just because I know it's a cool tool. All you have to do to make dice is the boxes here to the left. You just type in the number of dice you want to roll. The difference between D6 and D6P is the P have pips and the regular D6 does not. Then you can choose your color here and then you hit submit. So if I wanted to roll 1D6, just type in 1 here.
Something to think about here is that the +1 doesn't help me.
Right.
So what you're kind of rolling for is either like the risk of a failure, which could be like an interesting thing to have happen, or the thread. Right. The +1 is not going to affect my roll because I got a 7.
Okay,
No,
you got a you got a 6 though, right?
I rolled this raw 6, and then my judgment was 1.
Oh, see,
so
you got 7. Okay.
So, but if Barnes, if you want to, you can hold off and maybe try to do a read on your own if you want.
Yeah, that's fine.
Totally cool.
Okay.
So you got one question, Diego. What do you ask?
I have so many questions, though.
I know there's lots of good questions in there.
Yeah, I like these. There's almost too many. But how does this artifact factor into our weave? I think is the key question, right? She thinks it's because of us. So how is it because of us?
Awesome. So you take a look at this, throw this blanket. You're looking at the scene, and it is obvious from the aquiline noses and the body shapes that these women, and especially the hairstyles, always a big tell, these women appear to be identical to artifacts that you have seen of Greek origin.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is how it's attached to the weave. You believe that this is somehow related to Greek mythology.
Okay. I expressed that to the group. Well, these are some Greek looking figures here.
And what you see is and I'm sorry, you were going to say something, Bethany.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and none of us are Greek, so I'm not sure why you think one of us did it.
What? I've never woven, and I woke up and this was here, and I think I did it, and it's magic, and it's your fault, or not your fault, but help.
Leave it to the Greeks to muscle in on any other pantheon.
So Jody, you notice that these women, they all appear to be like not happy. Several of them are running. Some appear battered and bleeding. Others are crying. One woman is with child, obviously pregnant and crying, and it's just something bad has happened to all of the women, or is about to happen to these women.
Wow. Okay, that's why would someone leave a blanket with a bunch of very scared looking women on it? Is this like, have you ever heard, like, this has got to be a scene that's it looks like something I've seen before, but I don't know what it's from. It's maybe from a book or something, but do you guys know what it's from?
Could be Fall of Troy. That was the time of wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Yeah. Why? Okay, why would someone make this and just I mean, none of us did it. I don't think. But I didn't do it. But like somebody did, and this is not the kind of thing you just like, I don't know, accidentally leave somewhere or even like, I don't know, leave in someone's room as a prank.
I don't know, Gage. I think it might look pretty good, like hanging on your wall. Right? Maybe over, like, above the couch in the living room there. It's a good. The colors work.
Can we weave the read the weave on her, on Gage?
Oh, certainly you can. Go ahead.
I sit down next to her and we're eye to eye, and I'm holding her hand and I'm being very reassuring, and I'm like,
yes, very reassuring.
No, when you're exposed to to all of us, in such proximity, sometimes we leak this, whatever we are, kind of leaks onto you, and it just takes a while for you to acclimate. I'm bullshitting here as I'm trying to just look into her eyes, deeply into her eyes, and both in some vague form of of seduction and reading, like seeing if I can see anything in there. So
Nice.
what do I do?
Oh, cool. So if your ultimate goal is to try to read her, then you would read the weave and roll 2d6 plus judgment. She murmurs something about, it's that divine leakage.
Okay, how do I roll? I re-roll selected. Okay, right?
Yeah, if you so if you do you have dice out there?
Yeah, the 2 red ones. I don't know how to put my name on there.
Oh, no worries. There's a label thing, but you don't have to worry about it. So you can just click on each of those so that they're showing like an orange box around them, and then re-roll selected, and you'll.
Yeah, I did that. So I got a 9 minus 1.
An 8.
So
Okay.
8, 8.
On a 7 to 9, you get 2 questions. Oh, you have a second question, by the way. I'm sorry. 7 to 9 gives us 2 questions for Diego. So you have one more question you can ask as a follow-up. I apologize. I think I told you just one.
Yeah, I thought it was 2, but also
I ran masks this weekend, and on a 7 to 9 with your assess the situation. And I think it's 1, and I got my brain mixed up there. So you can circle back around with the second question, but let's have
let's hear the read on Gage.
Yeah. So
okay, so it's giving me how. So this is about the person. How does this person factor into our weave? But what I was looking,
I think you kind of know that. Like, this is your spindle,
right? So all these questions are about her. Where what I was looking for was to read about, like, see if somebody was. See if I can figure out somebody else is influencing her and
try why did this person just blank, right? Because that might reveal anything that's behind Gage's actions.
That's a good idea.
Okay. Well, I get 2 questions, but in that there's only 1.
You've also got what would make this person like me in there. Just flag it.
You were trying to do that a little bit.
You know what? You're a genius. I didn't see who said that, but I'm going to go with both of those.
It was me.
Okay. Because I have to cover your faces in order to. Anyways, go ahead, Master Obi-Wan.
So you're looking close. You talk to her. She like mumbles, yeah, like divine leakage or whatever. And as you are talking with her, you ask that question, and there's something about your particular magic, and you see in her, and of course I've got a headset on, so it's just imagine I'm pointing at a ear. You see something long and black slip out of it, and then a second one, and you see something moving, and then it slips back into her ear. What do you do?
I would literally try to grab it as soon as I saw it.
Oh, awesome. Good. So then you want to grab it. I think you're trying to perform under pressure, right? Get something done when the heat is on, because you want to do this thing without causing any damage to her, and before it moves too deep to where you could hurt an eardrum or something. So go ahead and roll 2d6 plus metal.
Do any of the rest of us see this, or it's only?
It's just Barnes.
Barnes who's seeing it.
Yeah. Perhaps because Barnes tied himself into the weave, trying to understand this.
7.
7. Okay.
And I'm not subtle in my lurch. Like, I leap under her ear.
Cool. On a 7 to 9, there's a complication. Choose one option from the list. Take 1 harm. It takes longer than it should. Something breaks. The result is only partially effective.
Wait. Okay. I'm sorry. Where?
I'm doing perform under pressure is a basic move. When you roll a 7 to 9, you have to make a choice, and I can actually even drop that into our chat there.
Yeah. No, I have the.
Okay. Good.
Here.
You prudent stump out, Alejandro. Working ahead. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So if I say takes one harm, does that mean I take one harm or she takes one harm?
I will say you will take that one harm.
Okay. I'm going to go with it. It takes longer than it should. So I'm like obnoxiously wrestling with the side of her head.
Okay.
But
Gage is like, what are you doing, dude? Hey.
I got the leak.
Oh God. And you guys see
Barnes
just reaching into her ear with his fingers. These are smaller than your elbow, she screams.
What the
You
hell
guys
are
were
you
playing
doing?
D&D, like look up with Cheetos covered fingers. And Jody,
those
what do you
nerds
do?
wouldn't understand.
Jody, you see this, and you'll be done in just a moment. But Jody, what's your reaction since this is your old high school chum?
I think I like, kind of have his arm like, what the hell? What are you doing?
Sweet.
I'm like, I got the leak, and I pull out my pocket knife puzzle device, and I'm actually like
nice, perfect. You see, and
Yeah.
you thought you couldn't use your puzzle device.
There we go.
You pry it out. It is a spider.
That's...
And yes, you pull it out of her ear, and Gage sees it. She shrieks. Oh my God, that was in my ear!
And then
Don't worry, Gage. The average person swallows a total of 6 to 8 spiders in their lifetime. It's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah. And I stab it to the table.
Oh, nice. And yeah, so you didn't choose to take one harm. Good. So it didn't bite you. Awesome. So you now have a dead spider at the end of your Swiss Army knife, and one of the guys over at the D&D table calls out exactly the model of that Swiss Army knife. And he gives you like a thumbs up of camaraderie because I'm a Swiss Army aficionado myself, my friend.
Go get your collection. We'll compare. Yeah.
What kind of spider is it? Is this is this poisonous? Is this a black widow?
It is a brown recluse. So yes, it is poisonous.
Great.
No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. And, so Gage, did this bite you? Or
I don't know. Wait, the hourglass thing. That's bad, right? Am I gonna die? Do I need to go to the hospital?
Everyone dies eventually, Gage.
Not funny.
Right
We're
now.
all really dying all the time when you think about it.
We'll take care of you.
I actually might be able to help us figure out where the spider came from. I don't know if you know this, but I've befriended some of the ghosts on campus, and I have one of them watch each of you while you sleep.
Oh.
Well, that's not at all comforting somehow.
No, they're there to protect you.
Not?
I think I know what my project is now. Moving on.
Rich, I'd like to roll my special move, Ask Questions Later.
Okay, this sounds
where
good.
I can talk to a dead person and just call up. I think there was a girl in the first co-ed class at this university who died in a prank gone wrong, and Jacquelyn has kind of bonded with her restless spirit and tasked it specifically with watching over Gage.
Okay, let's call her Laura. Lara. So Laura is the spirit of the the girl who died of mysterious circumstances. So
yeah.
People.
So I guess the move is roll 2d6 plus weird to ask a dead person a question. So I'm gonna go for it. What's my weird? That's a 6.
Oh, by the way, let's keep an eye on doubles. I don't think anybody's rolled doubles, but you automatically get a thread for that next
Yeah, thread and double. Yeah. So this is a miss, but there isn't a.
Can I help somehow?
You can, absolutely. If you want to help an ally, you describe how your character's able to help and roll 2d6 plus the number of tangles you have with them.
Okay. God, how would I help talk to a ghost?
Should I describe anything about how I'm calling up a ghost?
Love to see that. Yeah.
I think Jacquelyn has access to a Book of the Dead, which is one of the gifts I picked, and I think because of her parentage from a god of death, she can just access this Book of the Dead via any book she's holding or any reading device she's holding.
Oh God, that's wicked! I love that.
So I think on her phone, she scrolls over to like a Book of the Dead app, right? That doesn't exist for anyone but her. And like
Necronomicon.exe.
Yeah, when she presses it, there's like
Book of the Dead. Sorry.
When she presses it, there's like a display of a bunch of just like obituary photos of people who've died in this area. And she scrolls to Laura was the name of the of this ghost, and when she selects it, there's like a I'm trying to build for Jody to be able to help. So can there be like a little like whirl, like a tiny whirlwind of the ghost appearing? Kind of it manifests in a way that plays into your element,
dust or something
exactly, for her to reach into the physical world and communicate with us.
Yeah, that's good. So like just dust from the corners of the room gathers.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, like, Jody, can I get an assist here? Just a little breeze will do it. Not too much. Remember what's happened last time.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that.
All right, so you roll 2d6 and you add the one tangle that you have. Oh, wow. That is a heck of a roll.
12.
So, on a 10 plus, they get +1 to the roll, and you gain one thread. So
which one of us gains a thread?
I'm going to say that the person who's helping gains an XP.
Sure, yeah.
It's unclear, so I'm going to give it to. I'm going to say that Jody gets an XP for helping so darn well. You just learned something more about the person. Cool. So with that 7, you can ask a question later.
Yes, yeah. Okay, so that pushes me up to a hit on the move. Yeah, do we kind of maybe we see like a slightly inchoate form of Laura there, and Jacquelyn just like very, very calmly, looks to this ghost girl, and she's like, Laura, did you happen to see any spiders make their way into Gage's ears? And if so, from whence?
I don't know why you're saying this whence stuff, and then the little dust mote, the dust form turns and looks at Gage and says, "I didn't have much choice. Yeah, I saw a spider, and I saw her working all night long."
What do you mean you didn't have much choice?
Well,
and I'm going beyond the questions that I actually have. So
that's fine. She says, and it's not even about to do with the spiders. Well, you make me do this. I'd like to pass on, if you don't mind.
Look, we can work something out, but I want you to think carefully about what the netherworld might hold for you, Laura. The paths of the dead are not for the faint of heart.
You're trying to convince her that she needs to stay as your little
Spy.
spy.
Totally. That's a
sway someone. Yeah, you roll
Alright.
2d6 plus awe. And I saw in the chat, yes, everyone hears this conversation, and including like the guy who was a little bored during the game because his character had gotten killed by a skeleton. And he's kind of eavesdropping. And then I saw here that Diego wants to ask your second question, so we'll roll right to that in just a minute. So let's see you sway.
Yeah, let me see to try to sway this ghost. See if I actually get a hit on this one. Nope. That's a 4 plus 2. Okay. Again, it's a. Oh no, my aw's only 1. It's a 5. It's not really landing here.
Yeah, you on a fail, I get a move. Yeah, I think that what happens at that point, and again, Rich is gonna real quick make sure that's okay. Cool. Sorry, I was just reading through because I had an instinct and I want to make sure that I'm adhering. So sorry.
Yeah.
Brief pause. So. Oh, interesting. One of the moves is you can make a gift go dead for a time.
Oh, shoot.
I think that's what happens. She says something, but you don't hear it. She seems silent. The rest of you hear her say, "Yeah, I think that's a lie. I think you're just trying to take advantage of me."
Oh, I don't even hear this.
You don't even hear this, but the rest of them do.
I looked down at my phone and the app is flickering, right?
Actually, there's like this there's like a scythe that's wrapped around like a paper clip, and it pops up and says, "It seems like you want to talk to the dead." And you know when Scythe shows up, you're not getting any help whatsoever.
Scythe, come on. She's it's like hitting the phone against the table.
I mean, maybe I can fix that for you later.
I mean, it's kind of underworld stuff. I don't know if you get it.
Well, let me take a look.
Fine. Jacquelyn just kind of puts the phone down on the table and kind of sits back looking annoyed with the living and the dead.
You had a question that you could ask there. Too.
Yeah, I want to play this out though. Alexa, you're not coming back into this. This is a one shot for you.
That's right. Yes.
Okay. So, is it all right if I break your ebook of the dead permanently? Because I am pissed that you are spying on me. I am pissed.
Yeah. I'm telling Laura, yeah, she's totally taking advantage of you. You should all quit.
Go for it, please.
No,
all right, so I mean, I have a move, touch an object in focus to make sure it never works properly again. When anyone tries to use it, the object generally does nothing or may fail in some spectacular way.
Gremlins! Oh, that's so cool. And
so I tap it.
It's just a thing.
Yeah, I don't have to roll. Right? I tap it. I take a look at it. I kind of I pop open the back and look inside behind the battery, and I pry with my I have a little prying tool, and I'm like, yeah, man, you're right, underworld shit. I don't know anything about this, and I put the back on. I hand it back to you, and that's never working again.
Do we all know that you just broke it?
I'm going to tell you about it later, but you don't know right now. There's no way I'm not telling everybody about this.
It's a great prank. I know that Barnes will give you kudos later.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that to you if this was going to keep going, but
that's cool. Thanks for the check-in, and thanks for being open about Alexi. That's
but for now, I just thought it was.
And to clarify, I think Jacquelyn can probably get back to the Book of the Dead through some other device, but it would take effort. It would take time. So for now, it's definitely created a big road bump here.
Yeah. So So I think I've been up until the point when Alexi brought in Lara and mentioned the spying. I was deeply absorbed in this in this throw, and I was like sort of like trying to like pick apart. Like I had that prying tool out, kind of like just picking apart some of the threads, and I was like just like really, I like rubbed my face against it just to get the feel. Like I was really inhaling deeply, you know. And I think what I'm trying to figure out, what I would like to know is, sorry, what was the questions? I had it before, but then I got distracted by the phone. Right, which is like I'm finding it really compelling. Like part of the reason I'm going is like I just want kind of it to be near me. So why am I drawn to this artifact? What about it is it that's like keeps on, even like after that I sort of like go quickly. I go back and I'm just like, what's happening here? It's very compelling to me. I need to know why.
That is really cool. Now I'm gonna, before I answer that question, I want to kind of circle around to a couple mechanical things, and then I'll answer that question. The first thing is, Diego, you just broke something you shouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and mark that little tick box. You get a threat for it.
Does that happen right now or after the
Yeah. I'm just before we forget it by going past it. You broke something you shouldn't have. The cool Book of the Dead there, e-Book of the Dead. So that's a good one. So the question that you asked is, why am I so attracted to this? I'm sorry. Why am I drawn to this?
Yeah. Why am I drawn to this object?
Okay. Cool.
Artifact. Whatever.
You are drawn to this artifact because the maker of it, this was made by mortal hands, but it is work that is on par with a divine being. And that's why you're drawn to it. As an artisan, this is the epitome of what a divine would want to inspire in mortals. But you realize that while that plays into your archetype, that this was not inspired by the divine, by a deity. It is warning against one.
Okay. Interesting.
Can you say that again? You cut out.
Oh, I'm sorry. So as an artisan, Diego would be immediately attracted to this beautiful work of art, just in the skill. It's like one of those, like, I hate this song, but hot damn, it was made so flawlessly, and there are all these cool tricks, you know, that kind of thing.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Your voice, I'm hearing like every other syllable. So
can other people hear me okay? Okay. You might be having some internet stuff, and I'll go to type. You might want to drop and rejoin. So, I think we're okay. You might just be having some Wi-Fi trouble, Alejandro.
Okay. So,
if Alejandro, you can go to the gear icon. Yeah, drop and read. Hopefully that'll fix it. Fixes it like 90% of the time for me. So we'll circle back to you. Does that answer make sense, Diego? Does that seem fair?
Okay. Yes, I think that's like a very it's just to clarify. So it's right. It's like made to sort of like stay away divine folk. Like that's the set when you said it's a warning for the divine. I just don't quite.
No. Let me clarify.
Yeah.
This is a depiction of the misery that the deities cause to mortals.
Got it. And but it seems to have been made by divine hands.
And I'm sorry. No, it is absolutely like this is on par with the divine. But it was not created by one of the deities of a pantheon.
Got it. So I say to Gage, I say, this is beautiful, and I do think you should hang it up in your living room. If you don't want it, I will take it. And also, I think you're right. It is because of us, but it's for you. And I think it's there to warn you to stay away from us. I think it's so the lamenting of these women is because of the gods and the divine, and we're not quite that, but we're probably the closest thing in your life. Is Gage a regular worshiper?
Well, she used to be agnostic, and then you guys shut up.
Got it.
And now she's just confused.
But she's not attached to organized religion.
No.
Okay.
Alejandro, is it getting any better for you?
Yeah, my headset's not working. It's on my.
Oh, it sucks.
So I don't know what.
It's so pretty looking too, but it looks like it'd be super comfortable.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Can you hear the background noise?
It's no better or worse than before.
Can you give me the other earbuds, the small ones? Okay, I'm going to try to get another set so I don't bother the rest of my family. So.
Okay, cool. Sweet. So Diego has just explained to Gage, hey, this thing you wove says you should stay away from us. And Gage is a little torn by that, except someone just yanked a spider out of her ear and stabbed it with a knife.
No. Can I keep it, please? That was the other part of what I said.
Wait, what was the other part of everything you said?
I said, just can I keep it, please? If you don't want it, I'll keep it. It's gorgeous.
Give me 1 second.
We're
sure.
in the library, right?
Yes, you're in the library.
Can I just go to the Greek mythology section and grab any book of Greek mythology?
Absolutely.
Flip it open to the myth of Arachne and drop that down on the table in front of everyone.
Oh, all right then. That's pretty interesting. Smart. Awesome. So, in just a few moments, sans his ebook of the dead. Not his, her. Yeah. Jacquelyn comes in and drops down like a big tome of Greek myths and flips open to Arachne. And damn it, I'm just going to show you the picture because it amuses me.
So I grab Gage's attention with my hands on her shoulders, and I'm like, "Don't listen to these fools. We're here for you. The fates have brought us together so that we can fulfill our destiny." And I do some.
That sounds. I think you're trying to sway her with your lies there.
Absolutely, I think. Yeah. So that's plus.
Yes, it is plus. Ow. Or all.
Oh, it's plus Apocalypse World Engine.
Nice.
My doubles.
Nice. So go ahead and mark the thread, and with your +1, that gets you a 7. On a 7 to 9, they'll do it, but they demand some kind of price. So Gage's reaction is, I really like you guys, but can we fix the spider in the ear blanket thing before I make a final decision on the following?
That's all of our top priority.
Okay, that's fair. This is what the book is open to for Arachne.
Rich, I was gonna say I pulled Dowlaire's Book of Greek Myths from the shelf.
Yeah.
So we were on the literal same page.
Yes. So the story of Arachne is described here is that Arachne was a weaver. She was immortal, and she says she was the greatest of the weavers. And Athena came down and she challenged Athena to a weaving contest. And Athena, of course, wove this beautiful, majestic tapestry that showed all of the Greek pantheon, the Olympians in their splendor. Arachne wove this mockery of the gods in all of their debauched ways and all of the travesties that they visited upon mortals because they're selfish, mostly dicks, and mostly terrible, the male ones. And Athena's like, yeah, you're a spider now. No, Arachne's not wrong.
Proving her point.
But Athena's like, this can't get out. And so, being the goddess of wisdom, she turned Arachne for her brazen insults into a spider.
So who is Arachne now? Like, is she like a demon or what is her current role?
Nobody knows. I mean, she's lost her Greek myth, and that's not in the Dolores book of Greek myths. So,
can I try to read the weave on the spider? Right, we still got the spider on the.
You have the spider's corpse, yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's a dead thing. That's super great for me.
Yeah.
As far as reading the weave,
right up your alley.
So, done. That's plus judgment.
It is.
What is going on here? Okay. I'm afraid.
Did you roll a 2 and a 1?
Yep. I'm afraid that's even though my judgment is my highest stat, that's only a 5. So unless like 2 people help me, that's
No, it's it. It's it. Okay. There's only 1 help. So yeah, you're a failed. Cool. There's no threat on a fail. Yeah, you attempt to divine what is going on, to speak to the spider.
Can I actually like, thinking it will help, kind of like touch the spider and like breathe life back into it so that it kind of like comes back to life? just like, as something that's potentially a problem for us.
That sounds amazing. Okay, yes.
I'm like, all right, I'm going to try something, sounding very confident as I like reach out and like tap the little dead spider, and it like lurches up, as an undead spider.
The weave, the blanket, catches on fire.
Whoa!
As you're breathing. Hey, that was your blanket, by the way, there, Diego. What do you do?
Like, so I'm like at war with myself because I already did something that like might piss Jacquelyn off, and on the one hand, I really want this tapestry. It's gorgeous. On the other hand, I very much want Jacquelyn to like me. I very, very much want Jacquelyn to like me.
Yeah, that's true.
And like my anger at her before, kind of like, and my player forgetfulness, sort of pushed me in one direction. But now I'm like, oh shit. And so I think like there's this like visceral look of like disgust and like upset on my face. I'm like, holy, did you just what? And I'm like, it's cool. It's cool. It was beautiful, but beautiful things die, beautiful things disappear. That's the way it is. It will be okay. I'm cool, Jacquelyn. I'm cool. I don't know what just happened, but I'm cool.
All right. Nice. And then we have the spider that is it still pierced by the blade and starts wiggling because it's alive now? Is that what we see?
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Do you think it's now alive, but still pinned to the table?
Yes, I think that's what we see because that fascinates me, and it's so wrong.
Yeah, I think Jacquelyn like looks in surprise at the burned up tapestry. It's like that shouldn't have happened. She's like rubbing her temple, like what is she missing here? How is she so off her game at dealing with this this particular set of dead things?
Yeah. So you guys get sprinkled with, like, the sprinklers come on.
Oh, great. Great.
The bright lights of the fire suppression system, and a lot of people start gathering up all their stuff. The D&D players are all like, no, don't move it. Just leave the map. It's fine. It's all a false alarm. And he's like, there's a fire right there. So then they're forced to remove their minis, and they start running off. And yeah, it looks like people are starting to evacuate the library. What do the four of you do? Gage is like, we should diddy now.
Are the sprinklers actually putting the fire out, or is it still?
Yeah, they'll put the fire out.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure the fire alarm is really loud, but on the other hand, like, suddenly there's nobody else here. I mean, not that we seem particularly worried about people overhearing before, but
while we were talking to a ghost and stuff.
Right. But I mean, if you want to have a conversation with a zombie spider, here you go. That was a good time.
You're not wrong.
That chick track was right.
Oh my goodness. Jody, can we get like a wind shield just to I think like Jacquelyn's kind of wiping some of the fire sprinkler water off her face. She's a little losing her cool as the system's going off here.
Yeah, and I'll go like open the nearest window so that like a gust of wind can come in and like blow the sprinkler water away from us.
I've been holding my skateboard over my head as like an umbrella, and I put it down.
Nice, cool. So you are now the only people in the library. Of course, you've got a brief window of time before the fire department shows up, or perhaps the fire marshal wearing a special with the net cap, it says fire marshal on it. It's going to come down and check for you guys, but you've got a few moments here with an undead spider and a completely burned up blanket. Like it went like there was no saving it.
It's gone. Okay.
It's gone. Super gone.
I mean, all I can think to do is roll again on talking to the spider, but if somebody else wants to take a go at that, I'm also happy to sit back, because I just had a bunch of fails in a row, and I think Jacquelyn's rattled.
I think we should leave, actually. Gage, and I take her by the hand, and I start leading her out, and I'm like, I think this is a sign that you've been freed from the leakage.
Oh, yeah? She's like, her hair's kind of wet. Her shirt.
The hair out of her face.
Cool. Jody, you think we're cool? Are we cool?
I don't even know what he's talking about, leakage. Maybe it's just a thing for him and he thinks it's for everybody.
When somebody dies,
maybe
the
we should
bacteria in their gut starts leaking out and digesting the rest of their body. I don't know if that's relevant here, but
enough of your metaphors.
And I look at the one person whose name I can't remember for some reason. Barnes. I'm like, oh, is that what you meant by leakage?
Jacquelyn's too much of a poet for us. We don't need her metaphors anymore. Not nice. For the evening.
So what are we going to do with this zombie spider?
I take my knife and
kill it again, or?
Yeah, I don't care about the spider.
Oh, do you just take your knife out, or you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It will, right itself and start to try to crawl away quickly.
I'm going to reach out and
toward Gage.
If it does, I'll put my hand down and let it crawl up onto my hand.
Oh,
nice. It turns and will crawl right up into your hand, Jody.
Great. Now I have the spider, the zombie venomous spider in my hand. Awesome.
Ask it what it wants.
Sure. Why not? Why not? What do you want? How's it going to answer me? I don't know, but sure, I'll talk to it.
It sounds like magic might be how. That is awesome. Hold on just a second. Yeah, okay. I was just looking at Bend Fate, but I don't think that works here. I think you are trying to... Yeah. So you let it kind of climbs up your arm. Do you bring it up to your ear? Like, what do we see?
Yeah, but not too close, seeing as how it was like buried in Gage's ear. I don't want it to do the same to me. But I do bring it up so I can get a good look at it and get it. Just start. Okay, look. What do you want? Who sent you?
Nice. So you hear it start to whisper into your ear, and as it says, she needs to be freed. You must help her. And then the doors open up, and you see there are several security guards who come in. Kids, you need to evacuate right now.
Yeah, okay. I mean, there's no fire now, but okay.
They start moving up towards you guys. There are no security guards in the library, just because it's a library, and they're moving up on you guys pretty quickly. What do you do?
Do we know? I mean, is there any sign that they're not supposed to be here? Like anything about them?
Oh yeah, one of them draws their revolver or their they draw their gun. Sorry, I started to say revolver, but it's not. It's like a
okay. Yeah, that is not a thing.
Their standard issue
makes any sense for a security guard to do right now.
I'm not exactly sure how jumper works, but can I appear behind him and take the gun out of his hand from behind him?
You travel instantly to any person or place with which you're familiar. Been down here before. Decide on a small ritual that must be performed, such as drinking tea, 3 running strides, clicking your heels. So what do you have to do to jump?
I just did this real obnoxious, see it is that coming in? Yeah, totally.
Oh, I love it.
Finger guns.
But it's also the head. It's also the,
Oh, the wink and the smile. That's amazing.
That is very trickster. I adore it. You pop right behind. Did you want to get behind? There are 4 of them behind the last.
Are they all drawing guns, or is just one drawing guns?
There's just one who's drawn his piece. There's sidearm. That is the word. Yeah. Drawn his sidearm.
Is it? Yeah, no, I'm gonna get behind him, so I'm probably in the middle of the 4 of them.
Oh, that seems problematic, but yes, that sounds amazing. You do that.
So my whole intention is I pop up behind that guy, pull his sidearm, and then go back to where I was. I may not have enough time to do all that, but
cool. So let's see you perform under pressure. Well, 2d6
can do it.
So you've got the movement. That's a move that allows you to do that movement. But are you able to draw a weapon away and get back before they do something back? So roll 2d6 plus metal.
Metal is 1. So 9, 10.
Wow. Okay. So on a 10 plus, you get it done. No problem. So you pop over, grab the gun, pop back. And did you grab the gun from the guy who's drawn?
Who's drawing it? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. So you just snake it out of his hand.
Yeah, I popped it behind him, so he had no, he's pulling it out, and then I just pulled it.
He's snag. Okay. Yeah. That sounds amazing. So you pop back, and you've got a handgun, and
I hand it to Alexi. Not Alexi. To
Jacquelyn.
You hand it to Jacquelyn?
Yeah.
Sweet. They're like, gun! And they all start drawing their weapons.
Gentlemen.
I do something here.
And we will stop right there.
Cool.
Cool. So, thank you guys all for playing. Alexi, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, my pleasure.
So we're going to do a little bit of feedback. We ended a little bit early, so if you guys need to go, you're welcome to go. I would appreciate it if you could stay. The feedback that I like to use is roses and thorns. And let's try to think specifically around the demigods as a document, as a playtest. But if you also have specific commentary about how I applied the rules or anything like that, I'm more than happy to receive that, because I don't consider I consider this a hobby, gaming a hobby, but I also consider it a craft. And I'm running this new for, I've never run for any of you. So this is a new experience for me, and any feedback on your first impressions is very helpful. So we start with thorns and then we end with roses. Thorns are things that it's critique. So feedback on maybe this was a little confusing, or this was disappointing, or this didn't work the way that I expected, or there's some clarification that I would like around particular aspects of the system. It also, thorns can be used for critiques of things that I did from a GMing style, time management, anything along those lines. I'm just going to steal the first thorn, the obvious one. Alexi, it has been fantastic playing with you, and I am sad that you're only here for one session. That is my thorn, is that a fellow Shakespeare lover who plays a fantastic Reaper character can't be with us for all of the sessions. So, but now we move to actual legitimate thorns around the system and stuff. Who would like to go first?
So this is my second time playing this game. And I don't have a lot of experience with PbtA. But both this time and last, so I don't know how legitimate this critique is, and it might be discounted by the time we're done. But I feel like there's a lack of direction in the playbooks. Like, I'm not sure how we're supposed to be, like what we're supposed to be doing. Because, you know, he talks about, what's that movie, book, series, Percy Jackson. You know, he talks about that. But I don't feel like, I don't feel like this game is that, you know, so I don't know. I think my critique might be a little bit premature too. Just like I said, I mean, I need this more, and it's not a matter of your GMing. I'm not at all going there. So I don't.
Even if you are, that's totally legit. Like, not feeling like you have a direction. That's a thing that I want to make sure I can address for next session. So, yeah, that's fair. I'll put a think on that. Is there anything that you think are there other games that you feel give better direction that I could kind of use as a resource?
I don't think, like, I really don't think it's commentary on GMing. I think it's the commentary.
No, I'm fine. Like, you're saying that the playbooks don't give a whole lot of direction. Are there any particular games where the class or the premise of the game itself gives better direction?
Well, Dungeon World, I feel, is more like easier to read and easier to, like, you know what you're doing, you know where you're going, right? Yeah, I don't know what else I can say right now.
Okay, well, I accept that feedback and I appreciate it. And if you have further thoughts between now and the next week, just hit me up, email me, whatever you want, because I value that feedback, and I want to make sure that you feel like I want to make this the best possible experience for you that I can.
I would be interested in other players' I would be interested in, I'm wondering if the other players felt that at all too or not. Because in the other game that I played, the other players did feel it. I don't know.
Yeah, Alejandro, I think I get a little bit where you're coming from. I feel like a game I love a lot that's PbtA is Masks, the superhero game, and I think the playbooks in Masks really put some kind of tension or conflict very center stage for each of the playbooks. I think Demigods had a little bit less of that. Like, I love these playbooks. I think they're really cool archetypes that have been chosen, but I wonder if there could be more of a stronger, hook of what the conflict for this archetype is in each playbook.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the incident is supposed to give a bit of a thrust towards a particular threat, but it's also supposed to be like a year before your actual story picks up, so there's a bit of distance to that, and it almost feels like a little bit of it's resolved. But then again, it also could be like if Surtur showed up all pissed off, then we'd all know what's going on there. Run from Surtur.
Professor Smoke.
But I wonder also if, like, just thinking about what you just said, Rich, like sharpening some of the questions around the incident, right, might, like, because you get the event, and like the thing that's supposed to drive us is our care for the spindle, but like I wonder if like setting questions that pushed it to be something that was like more actionable, even if it was a year in the past, right? But like something that sort of like what, like even a question that's like, what was left unresolved, right? Like just something, something as simple as that. That like at least the incident is supposed to be the thing that like kicks off the motion of play. Then there should be something like that more proactively kicks off the motion of play. Maybe the thought. If that's what the incident is intended to be, as opposed to be just sort of like, how did we all become a group?
Yeah.
And I didn't pick up the thread of Azabon the Trickster being pissed at you guys, and maybe if I generated something that was specifically around that, it would have felt a little bit more cohesive to the incident.
You've got a couple more sessions, and who knows how the Trickster works.
I mean, nothing but zombie spiders, and it's all Jacquelyn's fault.
Man.
Cool.
I love that conversation. Sorry, we're not doing words yet, but
cool. So thank you, Alejandro. Who would like to go next with Thorns?
Oh, I'm going to say that my adding to Alejandro's Thorn is the Thorn that I've got.
Okay, cool. And if you think of anything else and anybody else wants to like ditto a thing, feel free. I will now call upon someone. Jesse.
So I have like, I'm not sure if this is also like, I feel like I was going through the basic, looking at the basic moves. Like there's a lot, I love the flavoring of them a lot, but like they're all sort of like do this and then make a choice, right? And there's like the menus are very large, and I find that like when I have that, like it can be like it makes it sort of like a little bit less clear to me, like I'm not always sure what the move is pushing me towards, if that makes sense.
Can I ask you real quick? Did you say basic moves or character moves?
Basic moves. I love a lot of the playbook moves. Actually, that was my rose was going to be something related to that. But the every single one of the basic moves, I think, is like choose two, choose one, right? Which is like I find that when that's like placed front and center, sometimes it makes it feel like just a little bit less. This is what I'm doing, and for the Rita Sitch kind of questions, like that's what they're built for. But like I don't know, I found myself sometimes like, well, what, like I want to figure out what actions I want to take. What once my move is triggered, like what will I do? And I felt a little bit like unclear there.
Okay, cool. That's really good feedback, Jesse. Thank you. Do you have anything else?
No, that was the thing about that sort of stood out to me.
Good. Thank you. Bethany, what about you? What thorns did you have from tonight's session?
I guess one thing that I was kind of, I guess not really confused by, but like, this was just my playbook. I haven't really looked through all the moves of the others, so it might just be specific to the elemental. But the moves are very repetitive, I guess. Like they're just it's like, so 3 of them are just like cause damage. There will also be collateral damage. It's just like different amounts of damage, which is cool. Like, but I'm not sure there needs to be 3 of those.
Okay. Yeah, I get you. That makes sense.
And I would have also liked to see like some sort of tension or conflict built in. I mean, the tangles are clearly supposed to do that. But I think maybe making the incident questions more specific would have helped with that. Like, you know, what was left unresolved would be a good one, but maybe also like somebody made a mistake. Who was it? You know, maybe aimed at specific player characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, like kind of like the tangle questions. You know, fill in the blank, and I think that might lead into later story better. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I hear you. Sometimes I wonder if maybe I rush through some of the tangles too quickly in a desire to get the game rolling, because I really like some of the tangles you guys had, but coming up with some stuff that leaps off to immediate like story would be good too. Get you.
I really don't think that anything that you offered detracted from what we were talking about.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, Alejandro. Well, Bethany, I do this in snake order. So the person who does the last thorn and everybody else used up all the good thorns, you get to do the first rose. Roses are where you can give like compliments to fellow players, talk about particular moments that you enjoyed, or aspects of the game that you thought were awesome.
Yeah, I'm sad that Alexi won't be back because yeah, I liked yeah, you really got into character. It was very cool. How many times did you say something morbid? Like you only had to do it once to get that point, but
that was great.
It was like every other sentence. It was great. I mean, everybody kind of got into character, which I like, but that particularly stood out to me. Like, okay, yes, you are leaning into God of Death. This is great. I guess that's my rose.
Awesome, thank you, Bethany. And then Jesse.
All right, so yeah, I wanted to like everyone's play was fantastic. Like I felt like I love these characters. I love the Alejandro's little moment with the jump and like the little ritual he came up with. I was all about that. And like on the play side, like one of the things I really like about, I only really noticed in my playbook and also in the Trickster playbook, but like probably another is the moves that don't require a roll and are like openings to both like things you could do and also like lead to trouble and drama. And I thought like both the jumper move and the gremlins move are like sweet moves, and like give us a lot to work with, and like also the herald, like it's I like those. I like that kind of move a lot, and I like how they turned out in play so far. Also, like I think that's really cool.
Super.
Is it me?
It is you, Alexi.
Oh man. Okay. I think I got a rose for everybody. Rose to the game design itself for the playbook moves. I was super into all of the Reaper ones I chose, and lots of cool ones under the other playbooks too. Rose to you, Rich, for the name Professor Smoke. That was brilliant.
Yay!
Rose to Jesse for destroying Jacquelyn's Book of the Dead. That was very cool as a dramatic moment there. Rose to Bethany for picking up that zombie spider after I'd brought it back from death. Great, even just as a visual. And Rose to Barnes for for your relationship with the spindle, which was great, and I love the outfit that Barnes picked out to impress her.
Oh, Lexi, you stole all the good thorns, or the good roses. Sorry, roses. Those were same roses that I had. Thank you, Alexi. I appreciate it. Alejandro, what roses did you have, sir?
There we go. This is really hard because it's hard not to repeat everything that was just said. I really enjoyed everything that everybody brought. Everybody really fulfilled. Is that right? The right word to say? Fulfilled the characters that they promised when we created the initial creation. I enjoyed Rich. There's a lot lacking. It's a playtest copy, so there's a lot lacking here in what we have to go with. So I think that, and that's not a critique of the game because it's a playtest copy. So yeah, it's missing a lot of text, and I think that you were able to really pulled together despite a lack of resource, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it does. I appreciate that.
So yeah, I appreciate it. And again, I too am sorry that Jacquelyn is leaving us. Really, yeah. All the characters really interesting and compelling. So yeah.
Cool. Well, Rose to Alexi for figuring out the whole Arachne thing. That was like, I mean, it wasn't like I was being super hidden about it, but I was like, yay, I got so tickled. That was super fun. Bethany, I cannot wait to watch Jody with her mini moves of wreck some stuff. I'm really excited. I love the way that you chose to tie yourself to the spindle. Like friend from high school, like that's a commitment. That's really cool. It wasn't like a brush with a thing. It was like you've known her all along, and that was really, really fun. I think it's pregnant with possibilities of interesting story and a neat relationship of friendship. Diego and the Menkatakoa, wow, that's just like fascinating. I really, really like Jesse, your choice for an artisan and taking it into a place like when I think of artisans, this is not where I thought somebody would take this playbook, and it's fascinating to me. And then Alejandro, your trickster, like from the dress to the attitude to the attachment to the spindle, all of those were just spot on. Very exciting. I cannot wait until next week. Now that we've got all the character creation done. Of course, we may have a fourth player join us, so we may do a little bit of, well, we will be doing a bit of character creation there, but it won't take up nearly as much because it's just 25% of the work. So we'll get a lot more story involved, and that will happen next week. Thank you all so much for playing with me, and I hope you have a great rest of your election night.
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Rich. Great to play with.